Happy Sunday, fun day, USPBL fans. It's a warm and sunny day here in downtown Utica, Michigan, here at Jimmy John's Field, as we had the Unicorns and Hoppers squaring off against each other today, presented by Fairytale Entertainment. Alongside Tom Cavanaugh, I'm Alex Johnson. Thank you for tuning in and spending your Sunday afternoon with us here on the USPBL Network. It's been a fun weekend of baseball here, Tom, here in this first weekend of August. Yesterday we had the Beavers and Mammoths playing two really good games throughout. Both teams got a split. It's been a lot of fun over these last few days.
Love watching every single day out here. We see so many great teams compete. Chase Rodriguez, the hero for the Beavers again last night with a walk-off home run. Mammoths clap back with a 9-4 win, dominating in the second inning, scoring 8 full runs. But this is a rematch from Friday. There is a little bit of beef between these two teams, not in a bad way, but a 4-3 late win for the Unicorns. Patrick Baggett was the hero. He was 2 for 4 with the game-winning hit in the top of the 9th inning. Hoppers, they're 4-6 in their last 10. They're looking to right the ship and get a big win, keeping close at the top with the Mammoths.
Yeah, it's going to be really competitive here throughout this last month of the season. Looking at for the Unicorns right now, we'll stick with them here to start, Tom, but the Unicorns are able to just find ways to get wins in a really grind fashion, not in the most no predictable way. People know score runs with game-winning hits like that. They'll be able to scrap some runs across the board, and that's why they're able to stay afloat just above 500.
I mean, they're a team that only has 10 home runs on the year. They do not hit the ball all around the ballpark, but they do what's necessary to score runs and win ball games. Their pitching is stacked. Their bullpen is one of the best in the entire leagues, and they just find ways to win. I mean, they were trailing back on Friday, scrapped away for a couple runs in the middle innings, and then Baggett comes through in the 9th. Well done from the Unicorns. I love what I'm seeing from them, and they're one game above 500, trying to make it 2 today.
Yeah, they're only half the games behind the Diamond Hoppers here today, and you got to give credit to Jim Messier and Coach Pat Adams for everything they've done with this team, getting them in the right direction, finding ways to win games like that, and able to do it almost every time. It's just really fun to watch.
Yeah, Jim Messier, I mean, he's got a myriad of talent and experience, not just on the field, but in his mind as well. He knows how to put his guys in the best position to win ball games, and he's also put together a great bullpen along with a starting staff. We're going to see a new man in Tristan Harvin today for the Unicorns. I'm really excited for a Sunday fun day, baby.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll talk about Tristan Harvin in just a second. But I want to talk about the Hoppers here for a moment, fans. As we take a look at them, they have won 4 of their last 10 games. They've been a little bit of a slow bump here to start the month of August. They lost that game on Friday. They had a tough one on Sunday where they came back from 9-1 but fell just short to the Beavers. But it's been a tough road for the Hoppers, but they've been able to try to find ways to get back into their winning ways. And they were really the hot team throughout the start of the season, but looking to come back here after they've cooled off just a little bit here out of the second half.
Yeah, they were shot out of a cannon offensively to start the year. I mean, just mashing baseballs all over the park. It was kind of the polar opposite from these Unicorns we saw, but this team has kind of come down to earth a little bit offensively, just 2 or 3 hitters above 300 average right now. And back on Friday, the pitching staff did not perform badly for the Hoppers. You had Pierce Banks, who went 4 innings. He gave up just 1 run. Ryan Carolden, another great starter. He comes in relief, gives up 2 runs. And other than that, it was great baseball until the last inning where Russ gave up the last final run. I mean, the Hoppers, they do a great job of playing clean baseball, but they got to score a little more early and often today because they were only able to put up 3 runs back on Friday against a gritty Unicorn team.
Yeah, they got to be able to limit the runs and also produce more offensively early on in the ball game so they're going to get a chance to get back and get some wins here down the home stretch.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, as we take a look now, I just want to take a look at our pitching comparison here today. We got Harry Orr for the Hoppers and Tristan Harvin for the Unicorns. 2 guys that have had experience in the league. Harry Orr played here 2 years ago. He's had a few games here since coming back here to the USPL. And Tristan Harvin making his first start after being a key player on the Unicorns championship team last season. So 2 guys who have a lot of good experience in the league, and it's going to be fun to watch to see how these 2 pan out here today.
Yeah, great to see. I mean, Orth is kind of a newbie this year. He's only got 1 start underneath his belt, a couple relief appearances for him, and he's just getting his feet wet, trying to build on towards the end of August into playoff time. And Tristan Harvin as well, this is his 2024 debut, not his USPBL debut, considering he was here years ago. But 2 guys that know the league extremely well, have played in front of this crowd before. They're going to be comfortable and ready to go.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to watch here. And just have one other question I want to ask you here, Tom. Now that we're in the month of August in the home stretch, the last few weeks this season, teams are really tuning up, getting ready for the playoffs. What do these coaches have in mind here when trying to get their team into the best spot heading into the playoffs? playoffs?
It's got to be managing pitching, being able to kind of work through your bullpen in these late games, because here in August, these games are very, very important, and you still want to try to go out and win games, but you also have to kind of tailor your pitching staff to not be burnt out when it comes playoff time.
Yeah, it's going to be really crucial. What about for the offensive side? What do you want to be able to do with the hitting so they don't get cooled off here heading into the playoffs, rather?
Just got to stay hot. I mean, if you're the Beavers, you're sitting in a nice position right now because they have just been crushing the baseball. But any team can get hot at any time when we wane off at the end of August, turning into September. So just stay hot, stay consistent. And one thing that was brought up to me earlier today, the 1 seed is not necessarily the most coveted seed for the playoffs. You get a full week off, and it's tough to get those bats going again. The rust might set in. So hitting for that 2 seed, being able to play a game before you hit the championship series kind of keeps you a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, we'll see how everyone pans out here as we get through this month of August. I'm really interested to see how the final standings turn out and where the playoffs will be come championship weekend.
Can't wait, baby.
Yeah, I can't wait as well, Tom. We can't wait for this game coming up here, folks. In just a matter of minutes, when we come back, we'll have lineups and first pitch right after this here on the USPBL Network.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At fsbcares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. fsbcares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood because strong neighbors mean stronger communities. Where good neighbors do great things. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Andy Appleby. I'm the owner and CEO of the USPBL. We're a 4-team league. We play at Jimmy John's Field in Utica, Michigan. Tryon has a wealth of resources that we can tap into when unique HR issues arise, even including visa and immigration issues related to our players. Tryon has helped us to get our baseball season up and running every year and has made a difficult task much easier.
That's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
And good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Jimmy John's Field on this warm, sunny day here in downtown Utica, Michigan for the Sunday Fun Day presented by Fairytale Entertainment. It's the Eastside Diamond Hoppers and the Utica Unicorns right here on the USPBL Network alongside my partner, Tom Cavanaugh. I'm Alex Johnson. Thank you for tuning in with us today and spending your Sunday afternoon with us here on the USPBL Network. Before we get into things here today, let's take a moment to recognize all of our sponsors who make this broadcast possible. Bell's Brewing, Belfour Property Restoration, Budweiser, Corwell Health, Dave & Buster's, DTE Energy, Fifth Third Bank, Jarbcom Audio and Video Solutions, Jimmy John's, Macomb Community College, McLaren Macomb, McQuaid Heating and Cooling, Plumbing and Refrigeration, Metro Detroit Chevy Dealers, Pepsi, and United Wholesale Mortgage. Got a good one in store for you here today. It's the Hoppers and Unicorns score off here on this Sunday afternoon. A rematch from Friday night. The Unicorns getting a comeback win, 4-3 in that one. They were trailing throughout most of the game, but came back late. Patrick Baggett was the hero in that game with the game-winning They put the team up ahead in the top half of the night, and the Unicorns were able to shut the door on the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, Tom. And this is going to be really competitive here today, as both sides, just within a game and a half reach, respectively, from the Mammoths for first place in the standings wise.
Top three teams could all take first place. You take a look at the standings, two teams at 17 wins, and the Eastside Diamond Hoppers at second at 16 and 14. Birmingham's been playing better baseball, but they're going to need to do a little extra work to be able to climb up in that 3 spot. But you're right, game and a half separates the top 3 teams. Depending on how those top 3 teams play over the next couple of weeks is going to decide our seeding.
Yeah, it's just going to be really crucial, especially here in this final month of the season, Tom. We talked about in the pregame, you got to be able to play at your A game night in and night out to get the best seed possible, but you also keep in mind of where you are knowing standings-wise when it comes to the playoffs, putting in the best position to win. And we've talked about what the best things are for being the number 1 seed, 2 seed, etc., or where you want to be at. You want to be able to be at a good balance, having your pitchers ready to go and the hitters as well, so they're not coming in cold come playoff time.
You got to keep those hitters healthy and kind of well-oiled. If you're the number 1 seed, you get a full week off of seeing live pitching for your hitters. Now, if you're the 2, the 3, or the 4, you're going to play either 1 or 2 games before you hit the championship. So I know you might spoil an arm in those games, and you kind of have to work around a couple of different starters, but you keep those bats hot, and they continue to get live at-bats. So sometimes you could look at the other side of the coin and go, hey, number 1 seed's great. We get the bid to the championship. But also, if you're the other 3 seeds, you're going to keep those bats hot during that week that the number 1 would be a little bit rusty.
Yeah, so I know there's pros and cons to everything, but everyone wants to be able to be the top spot, get them just a secure spot in the championship. But it all depends on what happens. You got to control what you can control here. And these teams got to do it here today, get 1 inch closer. Now, the Hoppers looking to bounce back after some tough losses as of late. The Unicorns trying to get another scrappy win here today. And that's just been the message for both of these teams throughout the course of the season, playing their style of play. And it's worked for them throughout the season, Tom.
Hey, the Hoppers going to bring one of their newest arms in Harry Orth, making his 2nd game start this year. And for the Unicorns, they're bringing another newbie. He was a part of last year's program of the Utica Unicorns in Tristan Harvin. Last year for Tristan, he was 5-4 on the year. He threw 82 innings for the Unicorns, 50 strikeouts on 78 hits and 32 earned runs. Harvin, his first time in 2024 facing Orth. His ERA a little bit high at the moment. But 7 strikeouts, just 1 walk. He loves to fill up the zone, has not walked many in those 7 innings, and he's looking for his first decision today.
Yeah, he's been looking at it here today. Both guys have had experience in the league. Harry Orth was in the league 2 years ago, Tristan Harvin, like you mentioned, last season. So these guys have played in front of these fans before, so they get the feel of what it is to take a part here in the USPBL, Tom.
Yeah, no strangers whatsoever. 2 right-handers going to battle it out. Let's see if each can go about 4 or 5 innings. Considering this is Harvin's first time out, head coach Jim Essian and assistant Pat Adams will likely hold back on Harvin unless he's really grooving through 4 or 5 innings. We'll just see how it unfolds today, as this is a very pivotal game. Hoppers trying to pull within a half game of first place if they get a win today, and the Unicorns in 3rd place want to topple over Eastside for 2nd.
Yeah, anything can happen here in this game, and you look back and when it comes down to the end of the season where you could have picked up a game here, a game there that could really impact the seeding wise, and games like this are important. You're right there. The Unicorns are right behind the Mammoth, right by the Hoppers by a half a game. So games like this are going to be very crucial. They'll play this team a few more times throughout the rest of the season. But this is really a chance to step it up here and try to make a statement here at this point in the season.
Yeah, the Unicorns have been playing good baseball. It's kind of been up and down for them. Very 500 ball, as they are just 1 game above 500. But for these Hoppers, they lost 2 last week to the Beavers. They lost on Friday. They were able to get a non-public win against the Westside Woolly Mammoths earlier this week. So Eastside got to come out hot and strong on offense, have Harry Orth take you 4 or 5 innings, put up a couple zeros, and we'll see who will come out on top this afternoon.
Yeah, when I talked with Coach Ryan Kaki about that, his team, nothing to panic about. This is just going to be a team that is just got to play their style of play and get back into where they were at the start of the season, where they really got off to a hot start. Things happen to every team. Every team has their ups and downs throughout the course of the season, but nothing to worry about for the Hoppers. They have a really strong lineup, and they have a good chance here to gain some ground here today against this Unicorn team that's been really on them all season long.
Yeah, Hoppers have been awesome. I mean, you look at their lineup up and down. A little bit different today for these Hoppers with Bryant Schellenbarger leading things off. Luis Aviles, he's going to catch instead of Whit Hughes, who had a really nice day back on Friday with 2 hits and throwing out a couple runners. Aviles gets the nod behind the dish, and Todd Maddox, he has been on a tear offensively. A couple doubles back on Friday, flashing some leather, a diving play at third to rob a double from Ryan Enos. So you get a couple guys, I mean, your mainstays, your Fergusons, your Marcoux, and your Garrigs. But if you can add a guy like Zeb Rose, Todd Maddox, and Luis Aviles, and Bailey Martin, all those guys chip in very well, this Hopper team could go all the way.
Yeah, we'll see what they'll be able to do here today and get on to Tristan Harvin and the Unicorns early and get a much-needed win after a rough leak over the last couple of weeks, trying to get back into the win column, can pick up a huge win here today. As the Unicorns lineup is finishing up here right now, and we're just moments away from the national anthem and first pitch. When we come back, we'll be ready for all that. The start of the game coming up after this right here on the USPBL Network.
The USPBL powered by UWM baseball games at Jimmy John's Field are the fun and family-friendly experience you won't want to miss. Entertainment every week, including Thirsty Thursdays, fireworks every Friday, live music Saturdays, and Sunday fun days for the kids. Kids run the bases after every game, and parking is always free. Come see the stars of the future at Jimmy John's Field. Get your tickets today at uspbl.com.
I'm Anthony Tomey, CEO of Tomey Group, and we're one of the largest Jimmy John franchisees in the country. With 50 Jimmy Johns and over 700 employees, it's a challenge to manage operations. What could possibly go wrong with owning 50 Jimmy Johns? People don't show up, equipment fail, run out of bread, no tomatoes, we need onions. Many different things can happen. Tryon allows us to really focus on the food and the operations of the restaurant.
And that's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
It's game time here at Jimmy John's Field on the Sunday Fun Day. The Hoppers and the Unicorns. A really important matchup for both sides as we're in the final month of the season. Alex Johnson and Tom Cavanaugh with you for the call here today. It's a nice sunny day out here at the ballpark. It's a little bit warm as Tristan Harvin is warming up for the Unicorns. We'll talk about him in just a second. Temperature at game time, 84 degrees. A little bit of wind to the southwest at about 4 miles an hour. The humidity has been up a little bit over the last few days this weekend. It's at 53%. Man, no rain in the forecast. Some clouds in the air, but no rain at all is expected to be in the forecast. So it's going to be a good day for baseball throughout. As we take a look at the batting order for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, led by manager Ryan Cockey's leaves his lineup here today. Very interesting here, Tom. Brian Schellenbarger going to be in the leadoff spot for the first time this season. He's out in right field as always. He'll be followed by Grant Stevenson at short. Noah Marcoux goes over to left field in the 3 spot. Ben Ferguson bats cleanup over at first base. Matt Garrick in the DH spot bats 5th. Over at the hot corner is Todd Maddox batting 6th. Zeb Rose is out in center batting 7th. Luis Aviles will be behind the dish batting 8th. And rounding out the lineup is going to be Bailey Martin over at second base. And welcoming back into the USPBL for the Unicorns, Tristan Harvin was a part of that championship team a year ago. And he's going to look to make a really good statement here against the Hoppers here today.
This is Harvin's second independent league that he has pitched in this year. He was featured in 13 games in the Frontier League over with the Evansville Otters in Evansville, Indiana. And he's looking to make an impression here for his second straight year in the USPBL, starting out against Bryant.
Brian Schellenbarger swings to the first pitch. That will go foul. Our first pitch right at 1:05 p.m. Harvin, the 6', 190 right-hander from Dauphin, Alabama, spent his college days over down at Division III at Birmingham Southern. As Schellenbarger runs right over on a hop to Andre Demetral, over to Jared Weber, able to pick it up though for the ground out.
Nice clean play from Demetral, always very clean over there. And yeah, 5 full years at BSC for the starter, Tristan Harvin.
We'll take a look at the three-dimensional services defensive alignment for the Utica Unicorns. Kyle Schmack is out in left, Sam Baduris in center field, Jose Aquino on right. And looking at the infield, also Choa at third, Patrick Baggett at short, Andre Demetral at second, Jared Weber at first. And behind the dish for Tristan Harvin is Tyler Shin. So first pitch is a ball to Grant Stevenson. That was an 88-mile-per-hour pitch outside. Going to go off speed, missing again for ball 2.
Last year, college baseball was in 2022 for Tristan. 3.07 ERA in 4 games.
Taking a strike is Stevenson.
And Grant was 0 for 4 with a walk back on Friday. A really strong start from Logan Lee, who went 5 innings, giving up just 1 run.
Going up high. And Harvin's falling behind 3-1 to Stevenson.
Saw it a little bit yesterday with Greg Lokinen on the bump in game 1 of a doubleheader. He was not getting ahead of hitters and was leaving a few pitches over the plate, leading to some big swings. That's one thing that Harvin's going to have to do today, is really find the zone and battle in counts.
They're going to say he had a tip into it for strike 2, so it's a full count now on Stevenson. Stevenson hitting .244 on the season in 14 games for the Hoppers this season. Payoff pitch coming from Harvin. That one bounces into the dirt, into the backstop. 1-out walk for Stevenson.
I tried the off speed, just spiked it a little bit in the dirt. 1-out walk. Let's see if it phases Harvin and these Unicorns.
Yeah, Harvin goes with a 4-seamer, has a splitter and a curveball. So 3-pitch mix to his game.
Also, if you're a baseball geek and you know what Baseball Reference is, it's hilarious. It shows 682 innings pitched in the USPBL last season for Tristan Harvin. That's got to be a typo.
We'll see what it does here with Noah Marcoux. There'll be a lot here to get to that point, Tom, at this point in the season.
Oh, yeah.
Unless he's out there every game.
Yeah, I'm going to say that's 82 innings. He gave up 78 hits in that time, 24 walks coupled with 50 strikeouts. He was a big piece to that championship team for head coach Jim Essien.
0-1 to Marcoux, bounces in the dirt again. Second time in the last 3 pitches we've seen that.
Yeah, took a big bounce on Shin right there. He wasn't able to pick it. But with runners on base, you got to eliminate those balls in the dirt. Marcoux with yet another RBI opportunity with a runner at second base, leading the team with 23 ribbies.
Looking to get the early edge on here with the 1-1. It's on the ground, right over to Jared Weber on a hop. He'll step on the bag at first, and Stevenson will move to third. He does his job, though, moving the run over 90 feet for Ben Ferguson.
It just got around it a little bit, did Marcoux, and that nearly hopped into right field. We've seen a few baseballs so far this year take a weird hop at first and get over the fielder down on that right side, but Weber, with some cat-like reflexes, makes a nice snag. Here comes a time for a clutch 2-out hit early in the ball game, something the Hoppers need to start doing a little bit more.
And the cleanup guy at the plate, as Ferguson is hitting .302 on the season.
He's one of just 2 Hoppers now that are hitting above 300. They had about 5 or 6 guys above 300 the first 2 months of this season. They've come back down to earth a little bit, but they're still one hot hitting team.
And about 258 as a ball club, as Ferguson fouls that one off on the fastball. Ferguson from Chandler, Arizona. Has come through here this season, playing almost every game this season. Second on the team in RBIs with 20, just behind Marcoux, as Harvard wanted to chase him off speed there, but couldn't get him. 2-1.
Yeah, the struggles for the Hoppers their last few games is they get out to a slow start, go scoreless in the first couple of innings, and then try to chip in late or in the middle frames. They got to get out to an early lead.
2-1 pitch, misses up high with the fastball.
It's going to be a lot more comforting for Harry Orth and company to pitch on the mound with a cushion. And there's no better lineup, minus probably the Beavers right now, that are hitting it as well as Eastside.
Yeah, the Beavers have really come through as of late. They have really stepped their game up a lot lately. As it's a chopper on the ground, right back over to Weber. Underhand toss over to Harvin to complete the out. And they keep the Hoppers off the board. Good recovery by Tristan Harvin, leaving a runner on third base. And we'll see how the Unicorns do in the bottom half. We'll be back after this right here on the USPBL Network.
We're for people, the pioneers, the underdogs, the players, and the slow and steadies. We're for people, for who they are and who they could become. Yes, we're a bank, and some say our business is all about money, but that's an old idea. Because look past the money, and you'll see real human lives. We see it, because we're for people. Huntington, welcome.
Time doesn't heal all wounds. Hard work, perseverance.
And we do.
We're fighting cancer with proton therapy.
And music therapy.
We're turning back the clock on Parkinson's and outsmarting blood clots in seconds.
Instead of days.
Because this is her time. His time, your time. And it's time to show we can. Corewell Health.
No scores. We head into the bottom of the first inning. Let's take a look at the Utica Unicorns batting over, submitted by head coach Jim Essien, with the team coming in at 17-16 on the season. It's going to be Jose Aquino leading off in right field. That'll be followed by Sam Baduras in center. Then Kyle Schmack bats third out in left field. Then Jared Weber, always in the cleanup spot, batting and over at first base. He'll be followed by Austin Ochoa at third, Andre Demetral at second. Ethan Kreisen gets the nod at DH, batting seventh. Tyler Shin behind the plate, batting eighth. And rounding out the lineup is the shortstop and the leader, Patrick Baggett, also the hero in Friday night's win. And they'll be facing Harry Orth on the bump for the Diamond Hoppers, looking for his first win in the USPBL this season. So this is going to be an important matchup for both sides. Right neck and neck with the West Side Williamans for first place right now, as we're in the last few weeks of the regular season. It has gone by so quick as we take a look at the numbers for Harry Orth, Tom.
Yeah, 7 strikeouts, 1 walk. He continues to throw strikes. Only his second start this season, and these Unicorns shaking up the lineup a little bit. We've seen almost every single team have their leadoff guy at some point bat ninth as that second leadoff hitter to turn the lineup back over. And with Demetral in the 6th spot, things are really shaking up as Aquino leads it off. And Aquino's usually a 3, 4, 5, 6 hitter, and he gets us started. Same thing with Schellenbarger, who got the nod in the leadoff spot for Eastside.
Yeah, just trying to mix things up here.
Now, why not? That was a bullet.
Or that one there at 92 on the gun by Orth. A little bit off the plate, but gets the call from the home plate umpire. 1-1. Aquino sends this one out into right. Not very deep though. Underneath it is Schellenberger for the first out of the inning.
I just spun out on it. It was a nice pitch for Aquino to go after. Middle off speed at 84. Just dropped the back shoulder and spun out to right.
Take a look at the defensive alignment for the Hoppers, presented by Free Dimensional Services Group. Norma Koo gets an out in left field. Zeb Rose out in center. Brian Schellenberger, who just made that catch, out in right field. Todd Maddox at third. Grant Stevenson at short. And then we got Bailey Martin at second. Ben Ferguson at first. And then behind the dish, Luis Aviles for Eastside.
Baduras just crossed the 20 hit mark this season. Love to see that. 7 of those are extra bases as well, including 4 doubles.
It's been really good to see him improving a lot. As this one's on the ground, slowly over to Todd Maddox. He'll throw it over to Ben Ferguson. And 2 pitches on that at bat and 2 outs. So on thrown 4 pitches so far is Orth for the first 2 batters.
Todd's so clean over there at third base. Makes everything look very easy. Talked about in the pregame, stole a double from Ryan Enos. And he was also 3 for 4 with a pair of doubles on Friday. So look for him when he comes up next inning.
Now Kyle Schmack will come up to the plate, hitting .234 on this season. The man from Wanata, Indiana. Fouls off on the first pitch.
That foul ball got a piece of home plate umpire Nick Kabitsky. He's going to take an extra moment.
Right there at 92.
And it came off a little bit slower on that foul ball straight back, but 72 off that shoulder right on the skin there, brushing it. Still got to sting a bit. We're only in the first inning, got a long way to go in this one.
Orff, first base side there, over throws. Lifts this one out in foul ground, but it's going to go out of play, actually off the netting.
Aviles was calling out, trying to signal verbally to Ferguson that he had no chance at that one, but it hit the netting. Ben might have had a chance if he scurried over there in time. But it's also tough to judge with a ton of foul ground space. Sometimes you can't really tell if that ball's going to stay in or go out. Plus, Aviles hasn't spent a ton of time in this league and hasn't played many games at Jimmy John's Field yet.
0-2 pitch coming, and this one's going to foul again, this time way out.
That pitch middle again from Harry Orth, leaving it right over the middle of the plate at 93. Just a little bit late and underneath the baseball is Schmack. If he's able to time that up, he could hit this a long way.
Got to be careful right there. 0-2, chopper, going right over to Maddox again. He'll throw it over to Ferguson, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. Good work by Harry Orth and the Hoppers. We'll see what they can do here in the second. No score through 1. We'll be back for the second inning right here on the USPBL Network.
4, 3, 2, 1, and...
The perfect match. It's what so many of us are looking for. When it comes to getting a mortgage, how can you find the one that's perfect for you? Start at mortgagematchup.com. Because the only way to get a mortgage that's easier and more affordable is to find a local home loan expert first. Go to mortgagematchup.com today.
With a transforming world, we can see how drastically the world is heading towards automation. And so, we need 24/7 surveillance and security systems for our homes and businesses to avoid any theft or breach of privacy. JARPCOM brings the installation of security cameras to the tip of your fingers with our state-of-the-art mobile app. JARPCOM also provides surveillance monitoring of your entire property with flexible options that offer a dependable solution to be scaled to fit any domestic or commercial need. Contact JARPCOM today for a free estimate at 800-369-0374 or look us up on the web at jarpcom.com.
Tristan Harvin back on the bump. Second inning we go here at Jimmy John's Field on this Sunday Fun Day presented by Fairytale Entertainment. Alongside Tom Cavanaugh, I'm Alex Johnson. Good work by Harvin, leaving a runner over at third base after the walk and the wild pitch. He'll face Garrick, Maddox, and Rose here. As Garrick, who's to take a look at his numbers, he's been really impressive since coming over here to the USPBL. 263, 4 homers, and 20 RBIs for the man out of Clifton, New Jersey.
Did not play back on Friday against these same Unicorns, but that 4th home run you're talking about, it was a grand slam late in a ball game against the Beavers. Ultimately a loss for the Hoppers, but when Garrick gets a bat on it, that ball's going 350 minimum.
Yeah, that really got the game really closer than it really was, because they were down 9-0 last Sunday early on in the ball game against the Beavers, and getting down like that is just tough to overcome. But they battled to the final out. You got to give them credit.
As they always do. Expect nothing less from head coach Ryan Kotke.
Skied in the air into center, but playable for Sam Baduras. Able to make the catch.
Good start here for Tristan Harvin in his first start of 2024 in the USPBL. A couple of ground outs to first from a pair of lefties in the heart of the order, and Garrick, you get him to pop up lazily. Good stuff as you're working through the meat and potatoes, but here comes one of the hottest bats, Todd Maddox.
And he's been really coming through as of late. He's been also a key player over at the hot corner as well. You mentioned robbing that double from Ryan Enos the other night.
Plays very well at third.
Yeah, you've got to be able to have that in your compartments, limiting the errors when you're out in the field. Exactly what you got to have here. And Todd Maddox is on his job. One hop over to the third baseman Ochoa to Jared Weber for the 5-3 ground out. 2 cookouts here to start the second.
A lot of weak rollover contact. That fly out from Gehrig was the first ball put in the air. Everything else has been a tapper to Demetral, Ochoa, and Weber today. Baggett is the only infielder yet to have a play.
We'll see what we can do here if any balls come over his way. Always makes spectacular plays. Broken bat was bobbled off of Ochoa.
I'm happy for Rose right there, only because he broke his bat and he was awarded with a base right there. Tough play for Ochoa, just ate him up a little bit. It was the right move, getting around the baseball, forehand, trying to work your momentum back to first. Just took a funky hop on him, and Rose is on with 2 gone.
Yeah, it just kind of bobbled out of his glove there for a second and just didn't really have a play on it.
Now, Rose is too fast over there, and could catch him trying to steal on Shin right here with a massive lead. There he goes.
He was thinking about it.
Yeah, he faked it. Took 2 steps and then put on the brakes. If you don't have a good jump, it's better to take those 2 steps and decide not to go and return back rather than get a really big, or not a great jump and risk being thrown out.
They're going back over the first base.
Yeah, they do not want to put a runner on second base for Luis Aviles here. Because you got the first 2 men out, and you want to end the threat right there, even with the error.
So has a decent sized lead. There he goes. On the ground. Going over to second. Get the out.
4 outs in the inning. Why not?
He'll go down as a fielder's choice, but they'll get the job done nonetheless. No hits again for the Hoppers, Eddie. We're back for the bottom of the second here on the USPBL Network.
Check your checking. If your account doesn't get you pumped, amped, or geeked, make the switch to Genius Checking from Genesis Credit Union. It's just genius.
We're the financial champion of Michiganders. Whether you're a goal-getter or dream chaser, an empty nester or up-and-comer, anyone in Michigan can bank with us. Michigan Schools and Government Credit Union.
When it's time for baseball, it's time for beer. Two Hearted Ale has been named the #1 beer in America for the past 4 years by members of the American Home Brewers Association. Play ball with the best. Two Hearted Ale, the iconic American IPA from Bell's Brewery, Comstock, Michigan. Please drink responsibly. Bottom of the second we go here at Jimmy John's Field. No score between the Eastside Diamond Hoppers and the Utica Unicorns on this Sunday Fun Day, presented by Fairytale Entertainment. As Harry Orth gets back on the bump, had a 1-2-3 inning in the last inning of work, had a couple of ground ball outs and a fly out to right. Both pitchers have been in control here so far.
Yes, they have. A couple of base runners for Eastside offensively, but nothing so far for the Unicorns. Smooth sailing for the right-handed hurling Harry Orth in just his second start. Last time out for Orth, he was in relief back on the 26th in a 9-4 loss. He threw 2 innings, gave up 4 hits, 1 earned run, did not walk or strike out anybody.
Trying to replicate those numbers, try to get a cleaner game here. Keep the Hoppers in the ball game as the 6'4", 230 righty from Kenosha, Wisconsin gets a swing and a miss off of the cleanup hitter Jared Weber. Weber has been the vital piece of the offense for the Unicorns with his 4 homers and 24 runs driven in. Kicks a called strike at the top part of the strike zone at 85. Open stance for Weber. 0-2 pitch coming from Orth as he sends that one out of play.
Yeah, Weber's been consistently crushing the baseball all year long. 24 RBIs, leads the team by a wide margin. The next closest is Austin Ochoa with 13 ribbies. So he's the guy with runners on base to drive in runs.
That one upstairs with that fastball at 94. Pretty in the heat on that one.
Also, nearly half the home runs have come off the bat of Jared Weber. 7 of the 10 home runs for the Utica Unicorns have come off the bat of Weber and Ochoa.
Going the other way. Good play over there by Martin, over to Ben Ferguson for the out. Great work and footwork by Martin to make that play.
It really was. At the very end, that ball took an extra little jolt bounce. It's almost snuck into right field, so Martin had to put on the jets at the last second, make a nice glove play, and instead of trying to acrobatically turn, twist your body and throw on the run, it was just an easy shuffle pass on to Ferguson. Well done from Martin.
So the kind of plays you got to have, and as it now faces Austin Ochoa for a first pitch strike, and
Ochoa 25 hits this season, 3 of them homers.
Driven out into right, but not deep enough for Brian Schallenberger to make the catch.
Wind's blowing out a little bit, was towards right center at the beginning of the ball game, now moving right to left from the right field foul pole to the left field foul pole. And yesterday, Alex, it was, a hot day and the ball was flying out. We saw 2 home runs in game 2 from the Mammoths, and we saw 3 home runs combined on the day from the Beavers, 2 of those from Chase Rodriguez.
Yeah, Rodriguez has heated up as of late, and he has really poured it on.
6 homers in 14 games. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, he has 2 walk-offs. He had one a couple weeks ago and then the one last night. And
they cannot stop hitting home runs. Walk-off home runs to that as well, with Vasily Kaludis' walk-off granny earlier this week.
Everybody clap your hands. Yeah, it's been really good work for the Beavers and Coach John Dombrowski, and just really turning this team around. And they're only 5.5 out from first place, so they're right back into it. Anything can happen. There's still a lot of time left in this season as Demontrol takes the next pitch for a strike at 86.
Interesting spot for Andre. Thinking head coach Jim Essian's putting him in this 6 hole here in case there's runners on base for him to drive him in, considering he does not strike out or walk very often. If they need a guy to put a ball in play, it's going to be Andre in a big spot. But right now, nothing to show for it on the base paths from Utica because of how well Harry Orth has been on the bump so far.
2-2 pitch coming. Misses him just outside for ball 3. And you make a good point. These managers just trying to put these guys in a certain spot. Demontrol has been near the top throughout the majority of the season. Here in the 6th spot today. just try to get a different feel. This is a chopper on one hop over to Martin and makes a good play over to Ben Ferguson. It's another 1-2-3 inning for Harry Orth. Heading to the third, still no score. We'll be back after this. This is your home for USPBL baseball on a Sunday fun day.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and reset our life around zapping stuff and cheering for stuff with your friends. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
Fifth Third Extra Time helps you do you better. So kick back and relax. You have extra time to avoid overdraft fees. Fifth Third Extra Time. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
Appleby. I'm the owner and CEO of the USPBL. We're a 4-team league. We play at Jimmy John's Field in Utica, Michigan. Tryon has a wealth of resources that we can tap into when unique HR issues arise, even including visa and immigration issues related to our players. Tryon has helped us to get our baseball season up and running every year and has made a difficult task much easier.
That's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Tristan Harvin getting ready to start his third inning of work here on a Sunday against the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. No score between Utica and Eastside here on the USPBL Network. Alex Johnson, Tom Cavanaugh with you for the call here today. But a lot of good action here in this first weekend of August here at the USPBL Network. It's been really good throughout. Started out on Thursday with a 6-5 win over the Beavers. Got the win over the Unicorns. Then the Unicorns winning on Friday 4-3. And then yesterday the Mammoths and Beavers split. Beavers got a walk-off win in Game 1, and then Westside able to win 9-5 in Game 2. So it's been really competitive here throughout this first weekend of August. Fans have gotten to see a lot of good action from about 4 teams here this weekend so far, and they're excited for this final month and this home stretch of the season.
Unicorns trying to split a rubber match on the weekend. They're 1-1 spanning throughout this weekend. A big win here today would separate them 2 games above 500 and would just be a half game back of second place.
It'll be Bailey Martin to lead it off, who foul tips it into the glove of Shin for a strike. Martin in the 9th spot today. We've seen him in the leadoff spot, throughout part of the season.
Yeah, Martin, he's hit here before in past games. He's actually hitting in the 9th spot back on Friday against these same Unicorns, and similar to what Baggett is doing in the 9th spot for the Unicorns today.
Harvin missed that one outside, going off speed.
You can almost interchange the leadoff hitter and the 9 hitter, especially for a guy that just finds a way aboard almost every time.
Seen that with Ben Wilcoxon on the Beavers in that 1-9 spot on the ground. That one going to go foul down the third base side.
Mammoths will do it too with Dre Williams-Nelson.
Yeah, any of those guys you could change in the 1-9 spot and it can make an impact.
Impressed with how Harvin's been on the mound. A lot of weak contact so far today.
Foul again right over to head coach Ryan Cockey.
Harvin mixing in a little slider and 2-seam action with the 4-seamer, splitter, and curveball. 5-pitch mix for Tristan.
1-2 pitch coming. He fouls that one off again. Trying to get him with that fastball at 88.
Martin is one of 6 hitters on the Hoppers with 20 or more hits.
Coming in with .234 average on the season. Foul right at home plate and look, they hit off of him. He's just walking it off.
That's why he's got that little Evo Shield protector on that left leg. Most of the guys in the league will wear a little something there for that exact reason. A sharp poke right on the inside of the foot. I can tell you from experience that does not feel good, and that can swell up extremely quickly if you're not wearing protective gear like that.
He's able to walk it off. Get himself back in the batter's box. Down on the count, 1-2. Harvin into his windup. Was trying to get him inside, but a little bit too in.
It's a good waist pitch right there. You challenge high and inside to Martin. Harvin has gone low and in, high and inside now to Martin on the last few pitches.
2-2 pitch on the way. Just missed upstairs for ball 3.
Caught a lot of the zone at the very top. It's a good eye from Martin as it just was a little bit high.
Payoff pitch coming. Missed high again, ball 4.
Good at bat. Martin works back from 1-2. Let's see these last 2 pitches. I mean, that's borderline. Shin had to kind of yank his glove down back into the zone, which did not sell it well. And on the 3-2, Martin standing in strong, covering a lot of that plate. And that one missed a little bit closer. That's the 3rd straight inning with a base runner for the Hoppers. Haven't found a man to come around yet. They've stranded runners at first and third base so far today.
Yeah, could have gone either way with those last 2 pitches, but so that disengagement call here on Harvin as he stepped off the rubber. First pitch outside to Schellenbarger.
After the walk to Stevenson in the 1st inning, it was a quick correction out of the hand of Tristan Harvin on the mound. He got a couple of ground outs to first base to end the inning. Let's see how he responds here after the leadoff walk to Martin, who's got 8 stolen bases this year.
Up the middle, past Patrick Baggett for a base hit. 2 runners on for the Hoppers.
Won't need to steal a base there. Just moves up on the sweet swing from Bryant. So quiet, so simple. Just right back up the box. That's a guy that knows he doesn't have to do too much and just pokes one back into center field. Nice swing from Schellenbarger. That's hit number 24.
Now Grant Stevenson now steps in.
This is where you take advantage right here, especially as we're coming into the 3rd inning. First 2 frames scoreless from both sides. Does Stevenson play a little small ball here, maybe lay a bunt down, or grip it and rip it?
An open side over between 3rd and short. That's the way you would usually pull for a righty.
Especially with Ochoa back at 3rd base. Be nice to maybe drop one down, just get there to first in time. You got a right-handed pitcher that's falling off the mound to the first base side of the mound, and it's going to be tough for him to pivot and try to field that baseball if it's down the 3rd base line with the bunt.
Trying to go down the 3rd, but chopped it foul. 0-2 on Grant Stevenson. Coming in with a .244 average, 1 home run and 8 RBIs on the season. We'll see what he does here. 0-2. Popped up. First base side. Weber in foul ground makes the catch.
Easy infield fly call there. Weber puts it away, and that's a big first out in the inning. 2 men get aboard to start. You got to try to cut it down right there, starting with Stevenson, but it does not get any easier for the next 3 batters.
You need a double play ball if you can to Noah Marcoux, who's only grounded into 1 so far. The Hoppers have grounded into 24 double plays this season. Swing and a miss on the off speed.
And a lot of those probably coming at the hands of the Unicorns as they lead the league, turning 24 double plays. Tip your cap to Demetrol and Baggett up the middle.
We're looking to get another one here.
Saw Ryan Enos over at shortstop the other day as well. Part of this Unicorn team, turning 2.
Another guy that is really can play multiple positions. He's been out in the outfield. You want guys to be athletic and be able to play different positions.
I got to give Ryan a lot of credit. This is his 4th straight day at the ballpark. The Mammoths needed an extra man on the field in case of an emergency injury, and Ryan filled that spot perfectly. He was on the bench for both in the doubleheader, just trying to be there in case of emergency, but he spends his fourth day at the ballpark now at Jimmy John's Field. I was talking to him. He said he feels great. He's trying to stay out of the heat.
Yeah.
It's hard to do, though.
It's been 90 degrees almost every day this week.
Yep. It's even hotter on the field than it is up here.
Yeah. It is. Well, we've seen it ourselves. 2-1 on Marcoux. Harvin trying to get something on him. Marcoux going down into right, and that one's going to drop in for a base hit. Rounding third and scoring is Bailey Martin, and it's going to be an RBI double for Noah Marcoux, and the Hoppers take the lead first.
Just what the doctor ordered from the big lefty. Marcoux just knocked his 7th double and 24th RBI of the year. Second in doubles, leads the team in RBIs with that swing right there. And he didn't do too much. That ball was just poked down the right field line. Not hit entirely hard. Aquino came over on a few steps to field it. And it's 1-0 Hoppers as they score early. Let's see if they can do it often as well.
Got 2 runners on and only 1 out for Ben Ferguson. Swing and a miss down low at the knees at 79.
Ben with a ground out to first his last time. That'll get the job done here. Ground ball up the middle or deep to first at Weber will work. Schellenbarger runs pretty decent down there at third base.
0-1 delivery. Gets him to chase at that one.
Nasty breaking pitch out of the hand of Harvin. Drops right underneath the zone. Ferguson swings just on top of the baseball. That came in at 80 miles an hour. If you can get a strikeout right here with 2 in scoring position, definitely helps out the inning a ton.
Absolutely. Can't afford to get down huge early on if you're Utica. Don't want to get things out of hand, and that's a huge strikeout for Tristan Harvin against Ben Ferguson. That's the first punch out on the day.
Absolutely dialed right there from Tristan Harvin. He just threw 3 of his best pitches on the day. Breaking pitch, middle of the zone, falls off the table. That one dives low and outside to the lefty. Very tough pitch to make contact with. That was a borderline strike 3 call as well, so he had to go after it.
Another dangerous guy up with Matt Gehrig. Trying to pounce on 2 runs across.
That was a challenge pitch from Harvin right there. It was an 87-mile-an-hour fastball right down the middle. Gehrig just missed it by a little bit underneath.
Harvin fortunate there, but can't allow him to send one right up through with that barrel. 0-1 delivery. Weak contact on the ground, but foul.
How about this from Tristan? You give up the double to Marcoux, and you've put the 4 and 5 hitters in nothing in 2 counts. I know he's coming up on 50 pitches right now, working through 2 2/3, but very impressive stuff as he's facing the strongest hitters for Eastside right now. It's tough to get all 3 out. He did it spanning the first and second. Tough to do it twice.
0-2 was trying to get him down and away, but couldn't. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Matt Gehrig. Todd Maddox would be next if Gehrig reaches.
Yeah, 63 RBIs between Marcoux, Ferguson, and Gehrig, the 3, 4, 5 hitters.
1-2, and swing and a miss. He gets back-to-back punch-outs after giving up the RBI double to Noah Marcoux. Tristan Harvin, good bounce back right there. And that's our 5th third bank, 5th third out of the game. The Hoppers do strand 2, but they get a run on the board thanks to Noah Marcoux for an RBI double to give the Hoppers a 1-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. And now here comes JJ, bringing his water over to our infield umpire. JJ the Water Boy, always presented by Michigan First Credit Union. He's going to give himself a nice treat for all the work he does here day in and day out here at the ballpark. We're going to step aside and we'll see how the Unicorns respond here in the bottom of the 3rd, and we come back right here on the USPBL Network on the Sunday Fun Day presented by Fairytale Entertainment.
Andy Appleby. I'm the owner and CEO of the USPBL. We're a 4-team league. We play at Jimmy John's Field in Utica, Michigan. Tryon has a wealth of resources that we can tap into when unique HR issues arise, even including visa and immigration issues related to our players. Tryon has helped us to get our baseball season up and running every year and has made a difficult task much easier.
That's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
of the third we go here at Jimmy John's Field on a Sunday afternoon. It is a 1-0 lead for Eastside over Utica here on the USPBL Network. Alex Johnson and Tom Cavanaugh with you for the call as we take a look at the scoreboard here right now. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors for Eastside, no runs, no hits, and an error for the Unicorns. See what they can do here with the bottom part of the order. Ethan Kreisen, Tyler Shin, and Patrick Baggett due up to the dish.
Hoppers doing a nice job offensively, getting a couple clutch hits from Schellenbarger and Marcoux. And Harry Orth has been absolutely dialed, retiring all 6 hitters that he has faced. Has looked extremely good. Has rolled 4 ground balls and 2 pop-ups in the air so far through 6.
It's been on a roll here so far. You love to see it. Well, Ryan Cockey was just hoping he can get something good out of him here today. Try to go at least 3 innings of good baseball.
And his command is dialed in right now. I mean, those were 2 posted pitches on the outside corner to Kreisen. 6'4", 230, dominating presence on that first base side of the rubber.
0-2 pitch. Kreisen out into left, but not deep enough, though, as Marcoux tracks it down for the out.
That's another middle pitch, just a tad bit underneath. Aquino did the same thing to start the day offensively for Utica. Their swings will come together. As we talked about in the pregame, not a team that's going to put the ball over the fence a whole ton. But they're going to get runners on. They're going to find a way to grind and get some runs across needed to win a ball game.
And that's exactly what you got to have. You're finding different ways to score. If you're not getting your home runs, your extra base hits, you got to be able to produce runs. And that's something that Jim Essay and Pat Adams have done a really good job of with this team all season long.
And the bat-to-ball skills for this Unicorn team is why they've been able to get runners on and score runs. They don't strike out too often anymore. It was a high strikeout rate last, I'd say, month and a half ago. And since then, they've been pretty dialed in at keeping the ball in play, grinding out at-bats, and finding a way aboard.
I want to give yourself a chance. You want to be able to be aggressive, but you don't want to go down swinging or called out on strikes. You've been doing a good job of that so far. And that's the first strikeout of the day for Harry Orth.
Yeah, they weren't going to replicate what they did on Friday. The Unicorns spent the first 5 innings strikeoutless at the plate. They were awesome. They were able to get a couple runs in those middle innings. But how about this from Orth? So dialed. That's an 85-mile-an-hour pitch at the top of the zone for strike 2, getting Shin to chase. And the last one, down and out. Tyler, just in bunches right there.
Patrick Baggett sees a strike at the knees.
Baggett, the hero, back on Friday, player of the game with the game-winning hit in the top of the 9th inning. He was 2 for 4 with a pair of singles and a pair of RBIs.
It's good to see him come through here as this one's on the ground. Slowly over to Bailey Martin. Throws it over to Ben Ferguson for another 1-2-3 inning. 9 up, 9 down for Harry Orth as we head to the 4th. 1-0 Hoppers here on the USPBL Network. We'll be back after this.
Time doesn't heal all wounds. Hard work, perseverance.
And we do.
We're fighting cancer with proton therapy.
And music therapy.
We're turning back the clock on Parkinson's and outsmarting blood clots in seconds.
Instead of days.
Because this is her time. His time, your time. And it's time to show we can. Corewell Health.
Welcome back, everyone. Top of the 4th inning here at Jimmy John's Field. 1-0 lead for the Hoppers over the Unicorns. Tristan Harvin getting back to work. had a little bit of trouble, gave up that RBI double to Noah Marcoux in the last inning, but he struck out Ferguson and Garrick to end that inning. Looking to keep the score where it's at, but he's done a good job nonetheless. Just that one miscue, but he's been doing really well, nicely though, throughout these first few innings.
Talk about limiting the damage. It's exactly what Harvin did with those strikeouts to the 4-5 hitters with runners on second and third and less than 2 outs. But when you walk the leadoff guy, it's so tough to try to work a scoreless frame. Martin was able to take second on a wild pitch, and Schellenbarger and Marcoux came through with hits to bring him around, and it's a 1-0 advantage for Eastside.
Hey, they left 2 runners on base in the last inning. It could have been a lot worse.
And they left 4 on through 3.
Well, this game could be really different right now if the Hoppers would cash in on those runs, but they do have the lead nonetheless. As the first 2 pitches are balls, that one was up high to Todd Maddox. 0 for 1 with a ground out here today.
Yanked it to his position that he plays over at third. He's been hot lately.
Hard to get in there off speed at 78.
And now Harvin in jeopardy of walking the leadoff man for the 2nd straight inning.
He walked Martin to start the 3rd, and a few batters later drove in a run from Marcoux, and that's a 4-pitch walk. That one just missed upstairs with the fastball at 86, but
I mean, the difference right now, Alex, is the fact that the Eastside Diamond Hoppers are putting 1 or multiple runners on every inning so far today. 9 up, 9 down for Harry Orth of the Hoppers. So when you put base runners on, bad things are going to happen, and it cannot be a leadoff walk for the 2nd straight frame.
Zebro steps up to the plate, reached on an error as he broke his bat, and it bobbled off the glove of Ochoa. Couple homers and 15 RBIs for the man out of St. Louis.
Rosa strapped on one of those ankle guards recently.
In the air, out into center, long run for Maduras, but he's called off by Jose Aquino.
It's clutch out to stop the bleeding there after leadoff man aboard. Rose had to put that ankle guard on because he was squared up with an 88-mile-an-hour fastball on the ankle. Ended up spending 1 day off. Did not go on the IR. It was just a small bruise that sat him out 1 game. But having that on there, definitely going to help him if he gets hit there again. And another fly ball from Hopper hitters. They've done that a lot today.
Over the head of Aviles, had to get out of the way on that one, just move his head down. As Luis Aviles has done a good job, right in that catcher position right there with Whit Hughes. And one doing that again. This location has been off.
Yeah, back-to-back ear shots right there at Aviles. Luis took a foul ball off the hand when he was catching last week. Good to see him back in the lineup and not having that phase him at all.
Just trying to be smart here. Harvin down in the count 2-0. They're going to throw it over to first base.
Aviles started his college days at George C. Wallace State Community College. That's in Selma, Alabama. And then transferred to Rice University and then Tulane. A lot of different stops for Luis Aviles in his career.
Going from the JUCO to D1 level. Now we've seen guys throughout, especially here in baseball, where guys start out at a JUCO, then move up either to a D2 or a D1 and make themselves known. It takes a lot of work to get to that point, but they put in the hours to do it. As Aviles in a hitter-friendly count swings on the 3-0 pitch, going out into left field, right at the warning track and making the catch. Right there is Kyle Schmack.
The wall wasn't closed. The Sopranos catering wide open as Schmack goes barreling in. Nice play, way to battle the moving wall in left center. And man, Luis Aviles was just a couple of feet away from a big home run.
And went 330 feet, but just barely missed. Being aggressive on 3-0.
I like it, man. I mean, he nearly hit a home run. If you're going to swing on 3-0 like that every single time, go for it.
was a really good pitch. He swung at it, but
I thought we were going to have a second home run robbery of the weekend. It was Colin Cornwell back on Friday robbing one from Ryan Enos.
Cornwell not in the lineup today, but he's been doing really well since coming on here a couple weeks ago here to this Hoppers team. His family's been out here for the last few weeks supporting him and his team.
He's been a big addition for head coach Ryan Kottke and this Hopper team. Plays the outfield very well, and from the left side of the plate, he contributes.
It's been good to see guys that have come in late in the game, this point in the season, making an impact right away. We've seen that with the Beavers a lot too. Well, the guys they have brought in since the senior showcase is Harvin again down the count 3-0.
Pretty much half of that Beaver lineup is new, and they've all been very strong as soon as they've come onto the scene here at Jimmy John's.
And they're right back into it. Like I said, only a few games behind. They're going to grind to the end, as that's a much-needed strike right down the middle.
That's the second straight 3-0 count that Harvin has gone to. His control has to be dialed in here. These Hoppers are not a team you want to walk because they will come up with hits to score those base-on-balls runners.
3-1 pitch, popped up but foul, out of play. That's now 3-2 count as this pitch count is getting closer and closer to 70 here, Tom, and we're only in the fourth inning.
The Hoppers are working him, but also Harvin's throwing a ton of balls along with what he's been doing. 2 clutch strikeouts, did not throw many balls to Ferguson or Gehrig, but in this inning, that count is getting up there.
Runner on the move on the payoff pitch, and he missed it downstairs.
It's the second time Martin's been aboard via the base on balls.
Turns it over now to Brian Schellenbarger, and Shin will talk things over.
Yeah, they got to get on the same page here. Find a way to get Brian Schellenbarger out. He's 1 for 2 with a hot shot single back into center field. Whatever the game plan is, got to execute it perfectly here. Do not want to take a crooked number deficit into the middle innings. 1-2 runs, very manageable. The Unicorns don't score all in bunches, though. They average 1-2 runs an inning if they can get it.
Schellenbarger fouls off the first pitch.
Our team that's going to chip away, but if it's a small deficit, there's not much to chip at. But right now, Harvin dialed back in on Schellenbarger. Continue to challenge this lefty. I know he got you last time, but he rolled over the first one.
0-1 pitch, check swing. Did he go? No, he did not.
Good hold up from Bryant. That's a really nice pitch, diving low and inside at the feet. Out of the hand, it looks like a juicy pitch, but Schellenbarger able to recognize the spin and hold off.
So 1-1 on Schellenbarger. Harvin looks over at second, pitching from the stretch. It's on the ground. Right over there to Demontraw. Throws it over to Jared Weber with a much-needed out. And the Hoppers will strand 2 more. But good work by Harvin to get out of the jam. Head to the bottom of the 4th. Still 1-0 Hoppers here on the USPBL Network.
Everyone has something that motivates them to do better. And for me, that's my daughter Shelby. I named Shelby Construction Services after her as a reminder to always run the company in a way that would make her proud. Our goal isn't just to get the job done, but to get it done right. And that means making sure every customer has a 5-star experience. I think how a company treats you is just as important as the finished product. My daughter wouldn't have it any other way.
Call 833-6-SHELBY. That's 833-6-SHELBY.
Andy Appleby. I'm the owner and CEO of the USPBL. We're a 4-team league. We play at Jimmy John's Field in Utica, Michigan. Tryon has a wealth of resources that we can tap into when unique HR issues arise, even including visa and immigration issues related to our players. Tryon has helped us to get our baseball season up and running every year and has made a difficult task much easier.
That's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Orth has been in control here in this one. Hoppers still holding on to a 1-0 lead over the Utica Unicorns. Ready to start the home half of the 4th inning, and fans enjoying themselves here on this Sunday fun day here at the ballpark. Getting down here to the end of the season, our final full month of the season before the playoffs begin the weekend after Labor Day, September 5th through the 7th. In about a month from now, it'll be playoff baseball time.
And a guy they need to make a playoff push for the Hoppers is this man on the bump, Harry Orth, all zeros through 3 innings of work. He has 1 strikeout and has put most of his contact on the ground. These Unicorns have not had any success so far, as they're going to try to attempt a second time through the lineup.
We'll see what adjustments they make here, and we'll see what Orth does here. Now, the first time through the lineup, you think you get. The guys are still trying to get used to you, what you're going to throw at you, but the second time through the lineup, they're going to make adjustments, and it's be up to Orth to respond, as Aquino's down 0-2 already.
Yeah, Jose just got to make that adjustment. He's getting good pitches right now. That one a little bit off the plate, but he's dropping that back shoulder a tad, kind of spinning out. If he stays down and through the baseball, he's got so much power, he can hit one of those alleys in right or left center.
0-2 pitch, swing and a miss in the dirt. Aviles has to throw it over to Ferguson, but it's going to be reaching on base for a strikeout, but not an out, so a drop, 3rd strike.
That ball got away from Aviles, and it clambered around in the very back of the backstop. No recoil or ricochet that time, so Aviles didn't have much of a play. And hey, anyway on, that's the first base runner for the Unicorns, as Aquino's going to get a pinch runner.
He was going over there to first base. Something must have happened.
It's Cam Farrar over there at first base doing the sprinting. We'll see how that turns out substitution-wise when the Unicorns come back out on defense. Because it was Aquino out in right field.
So now Sam Baduras. And that one upstairs for a ball.
Sharp ground ball out to Maddox last time for Baduras. Caught it on the handle. Orth was jamming him inside. And still pitching very well, grabbing a strikeout there to Aquino, but the base runner finds its way aboard.
We'll go over to first base. Able to get there just in time. Cam Farrar, the pinch runner. So 1-0, showing bunt is Baduras on foul. Baduras has improved a lot. His average has gone up to 225 at the start of the game here today, and he's got a lot of good barrel. We've talked about it over the last few weeks with him, and
his contact rate and the amount of green that he's been finding lately has been awesome.
Right back over to Orth, trying to get the double play ball from the first, over back in, not in time. So it'll go down as a 1-6 fielder's choice. As the throw by Stevenson was tardy. So we take a look at the replay.
Just nice pick.
Yeah, Baduras able to beat out the throw.
That's why you run hard, as you're able to eliminate those double plays. Baduras extremely fast, scurrying down that line.
Now Kyle Schmack's turn. Grounded to third his first time up. Check swing, wanted to get the appeal, they did not. They did, but he did not go, rather.
Baduras tied for the season high of stolen bases in a game with 3. That came about a month ago. Wouldn't be surprised if he tries to challenge the arm of Aviles.
Schmack drills one out into center on the line, but it's going to be caught by Zebros.
Hit hard from Schmack. You love the swing. He pulled one to third last time. It just hung up there a little too much. Zebros surveys a very good center field, and he has a ton of movement in all directions, can track down it with the best of them.
Jared Weber steps in. 1 out and 2 outs. Take a look at Ferrari, go back over to first base. Couldn't get to him. Actually, Baduras, rather.
Now, Orth was doing a nice job of checking on the runner. He saw Baduras get a little happy feet there and decided to throw over while he was moving.
Keep an eye on him.
And one thing that makes a really good base stealer is showing those antsy feet and making it look like you're going to steal on almost every single pitch. If you're having a casual lead and then one time you get all antsy, they know you're going.
A big rip right down the middle. Weber just missed it.
But if you have that same intensity at first, you get a good lead, you're hopping on those feet, twitching the hands a little bit, and that can always make your opposing pitcher and catcher think you could go at any time. Oh,
again, and they got him picked off.
He was leaning.
Harry Orth picks off Sam Baduras to end the inning. We'll take a look at it one more time before we go to break. On the money.
Yeah, they caught him leaning.
Ferguson with the tag and able to get him out. All high fives are around for the Hoppers as we head to the 5th. We'll be back after this.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At fsbcares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. FSBcares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood because strong neighbors mean stronger communities. Where good neighbors do great things. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and discover the funner you hidden within you. The you that doesn't think about adult things and stuff. Ashley, I don't want to hear anything about your car registration when we're at Dave & Buster's.
Okay.
The you want to be. Let the Dave & Buster's method illuminate you. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
New pitcher on the mound for the Unicorns to start the 5th inning here in this game here today. Unicorns trailing 1-0 to the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. Jace Bauman into the game for Tristan Harvin.
That's the right move to make in this situation. Harvin, he did not have strong control over those last couple innings. He walked 2 in the 4th, walked another in the 3rd, and then 1 more in the 1st inning. He gives up 1 run on just a couple hits, 2 hits over those 4 frames, and now Jace Bauman, a.k.a. from his teammates, Joffrey Baratheon, will now take the mound.
Looking to do his work here right now as you take a look at his numbers. 26 innings of work and going to be making his 22nd appearance. Man with a 2.42 ERA, 24 punch-outs, 13 walks, and a 198 opposing batting average. Just incredible stuff from a veteran guy looking to guide his team to another championship in the USPBL. Unicorns winners of that in 2016, 2019, 2020, 2021, and this past season, 2023. So they have been on a tear.
Bauman slider heavy. It's going to be the pitch he throws the most. 4-seam fastball, 2-seam fastball, and a changeup. All throws it, not the same, but all pitches he mixes in his outing.
Stevenson out into left center, going that one all the way back, and that one is going to be a ground rule double as Baduras unable to get to it.
Nice swing from Grant Stevenson, just out of the reach of Sam Baduras. He's a fast kid in center right there, but that ball just outran his legs. Big swing from Grant to set up what could be another inning where the Hoppers strike to extend their lead. That was the first double of the year for Grant. It was just the second pitch Bauman has thrown today. Hoppers welcoming him into the ball game. He also threw back on Friday, coming in relief.
Marcoux had that RBI double his last time out. We'll take a look at the replay again. Out of the reach of Baduras over to that netting right by the scoreboard there. Marcoux with another RBI chance here. He's just ahead in the count 2-0. Just want to be careful here if you're Bauman. Can't let Marcoux burn you right over the plate.
Leads the team in appearances, 22nd on the bump.
In the dirt, good stop by Tyler Shin, but he's fallen behind 3-0.
He just starting that pitch a little bit too low, just about the knees, and there's some drop to it. So if you start that at the knees, it's going to fall in the dirt. If you start it up near the belly or the chest, it's going to drop in at the knees for a strike. Jace, he's able to make quick corrections during his outing, though.
And miss it just outside. Ball 4.
I honestly don't mind that at all. That's the best hitter in the league that you just walk to put 2 on, but there's now a force out. So it's better than Marcoux coming up with another double down the line to score a run. Now the double play is in order with a guy in Ben Ferguson who has grounded out and struck out today in 2 at-bats.
That's something the Unicorns really need.
I know that wasn't an intentional walk, but on 4 right there, they didn't give Noah anything to swing at. I don't mind that play at all.
Yeah, you didn't want to give, like I said, you didn't want Marcoux to send one right over for another run. And
we saw it earlier from the Hoppers on 3-0. Luis Aviles went swinging and almost hit it out. Marcoux could have done the same.
But Marcoux knew the situation. Didn't want to be forceful right there and swing at 3-0.
He'll take his walks if he can get them. Now there's 6 straight balls out of the hand of Bauman right now.
Takes a long look at second. Out back at home plate. Gets a sign, throws, called strike. Right at 88 miles an hour, right near the middle.
Ferguson wanted to pull the trigger as that thing cut inside on the hands.
1-0 lead for Eastside. Trying to tack on a few more runs. They've left a lot of runners on base here so far. Throughout the first 4, 6 runners they've left on base.
That's one pitch that makes Jace Bauman so good. That swinging backdoor slider for a strike on the outside corner. I wonder if he goes back to that or tries to snipe that fastball low and outside.
Looks at the runners again, 2-2. He goes fastball, misses outside for ball 3.
Second straight 3-ball count for Jace. Can't give Ferguson anything too good. An elevated fastball goes one or two ways. It's a swinging strike 3 or a deep ball to right.
Payoff pitch coming and misses inside, and he loads the bases. Back-to-back walks Jace Bauman has allowed. And now things are going to get really interesting. Matt Garrick is due up.
That's the 6th walk for Unicorn pitching today, and we're in the 5th. They've just added more base runners. The only one to come around to score was a leadoff walk to Martin back in the 3rd. So when you put guys on via the free pass, odds are they come around to score, although these Hoppers have left 6 guys on base through 4 innings so far. See if the Unicorns can make that 7 right here.
Hoppers with the bases loaded this season, 9 for 51. That's a 176 average. Matt Garrick 1 for 5 in these situations coming into today, but important spot here for both sides here, Tom. The Hoppers can open it up here with one swing of the bat. Garrick going out into right field, could get the job done. Cam Farrar into the game and right, makes the catch. It's going to go down as a sac fly as Grant Stevenson scores, and it's 2-0 Hoppers.
Well executed from Gehrig. Gets it out deep enough in right field, just behind the sand patch. Cam Farrar in the ball game makes his first play. And when you walk a couple extra guys and load them up, it just takes a fly ball to right to score another run.
Marcoux goes to 3rd as he advances on the play. And Ferguson still at 1st for Todd Maddox. Maddox being aggressive. This one bounces in the center. RBI single. 3-0 Eastside.
3 hits on Friday, 1 more and an RBI here in this game. Todd has been swinging the bat exceptionally for the Hoppers, bringing up the rear, starting that bottom half of the lineup. And that's just a smooth opposite field swing. As you mentioned, getting aggressive, jumping on that first pitch. It was a good one. A little bit off the plate, but he still liked it.
Pushing themselves away here, creating some separation. Up 3 runs. Still only one out for Zebros.
If we know anything about this Unicorn team, they are going to fight and claw, especially when they're able to have themselves an inning with a couple of base runners. I'm not sure when that will be, though, with Harry Orth being so dominant on the mound. And there is action in the bullpen right now. Justin Silva is up and stretching for the Hoppers.
Yeah, we'll see what he does here. Orth has been rolling.
Shout out Colin Cornwell over at the first base coaching box as well.
On out into right over to Cam Farrar. Runners hold, 2 outs.
Another good swing from the Hoppers. That one did not find some green, but nonetheless, Rose with an opposite field line drive, making Cam Farrar busy in his first inning on the field.
Can now bring up Luis Aviles. Cornwell over at first base, like you said today. Whit Hughes usually does that job, but Cornwell beginning that out here, be the first base coach here today.
Just got to find ways to stay active on the field. You see the game from a different perspective down there in the first base coaching box. Carolden's been down there a few times as well, and Pierce Banks.
Guys be able to stretch out when they're on their off day. A lot of the guys know in the dugout just enjoying their day off, but Cornwell being aggressive here, they'll be in that coaching role here for a day. Get a little taste of it.
Aviles with a deep fly out to left field, sent Schmack toppling into the open gate in left center.
First and second, 2 outs for the Hoppers, looking to add more.
How about that from Tyler Shin? That just saved a run. Not initially on that play, but that puts runners at first or second and third, rather, if he doesn't make this play. How does he keep that in front? That was outside of the left-handed batter's box, and he was still able to slide over in time.
And off his protective gear and able to keep it as a high swing and a miss for Aviles, makes it 2-2.
That's a powerful hack at a fastball up in the zone, 87 miles an hour from Jace. He's looking to get out of the inning right here. If you can keep it to just 2 runs in this frame, from how it started, bases loaded, nobody out, that's limiting some damage.
Just a foul piece on that one. Unicorns with 2 more runners on base.
Aviles has been hot to start, hitting .503 for his first 6 with 3 RBIs so far this year.
And went out into the stands. As it's still 2 balls and 2 strikes on Luis Aviles. Looking to tack on a few more runs. Hoppers up 3. The pitch coming, swing and a miss. Aviles goes down swinging to end the inning, but not before the Hoppers get 2 more. Sac fly by Garrick and an RBI single by Maddox, make a 3-0 Hoppers over the Unicorns here as we head back.
What are the odds that we're neighbors, we've known each other our whole lives, and both tear the exact same things in this exact same knee?
So an ACL tear is an injury to the main stabilizing structure of the knee.
You want a good team around you, because then you know that what you're doing is going to help you in the long run.
My message to everyone who's helped me, thank you so much, because you guys helped me progress so much.
Also hearing it from a friend that's went through the exact same thing, I think sort of helps that know that there's a bright side at the end.
Fifth Third Bank. Yeah, it's a quirky name. But here's the thing, 5/3 equals 166.7%. So we put 166.7% into everything we do. Like automatically getting you your paycheck up to 2 days early, giving you well-deserved extra time to avoid overdraft fees, and helping you borrow from your future self. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
Harry Orth has been dealing here today so far. Bottom of the 5th inning, the Hoppers have gotten him some more runs. Now up 3 over the Utica Unicorns here today on the Sunday Fun Day presented by Fairytale Entertainment. Alex Schatz and Tom Cavanaugh with you on this Sunday afternoon. Wrapping up the first weekend of August here in the USPBL. Harry Orth has been really dominant here so far. Has done his job here so far, keeping the Unicorns off base. Really just had one runner on in the 4th, but nonetheless has done his job.
He's done his job and more so far. I mean, he helped himself out, picking off Sam Baduras at first base, caught him leaning for out number 3, and it's just been smooth sailing all day. I said that back in the 2nd inning, but it really has been good control, averaging just about 10 pitches an inning through 4. A shout out to our graphics guy, Don Minchella, dropping that stat for us last inning, and Harry Orth just continues to roll on the bump for the Hops.
It's going to be Jared Weber to lead off. He was at bat when Baduras got picked off. That ended the last inning. Going up and in on him that time.
Orth's had a good plan. Not leaving anything over the middle for the biggest hitters in this lineup. He's been executing on the corners and up and down in the zone very well.
Trying to chase him with the heat there at 91, but fouls it away.
That's right on the outside corner. That's a pitch that Weber has to swing at or else it's strike 2 called. But it's a very tough pitch to do anything with because it's right on that outside corner, and he was just a tad bit late.
1-2 pitch coming from Orth. In the air, right over to Ben Ferguson in foul territory for the out. Now Austin Ochoa will step up. Unicorns really need an answer.
And just find a way to get a runner on base. They did so to lead off the 4th inning with a drop third strike from Makino, but nothing was able to come of it. Nobody reaching second base in that inning as the Hoppers nearly turned a double play, and then Baduras was picked off to end the frame.
Just got to be able to work their way out of this. Try to get through Orth, make adjustments at the plate. Oh, it bounces off of Vilas.
And home plate umpire Nick Kubitsky. That caught him in the mask. A little double ricochet shot there.
It's an 83-mile-per-hour pitch. Orth in the windup. On the ground right over to Grant Stevenson. Makes the stop and makes a really good throw over to Ben Ferguson for out number 2.
Such a clean backhand play. Let's break down that at-bat right there to Ochoa. Orth goes with the breaking stuff in the dirt, gets him fishing. Little half swing there, 0-1. And from there, he's able to kind of work with them. You try again low, and poop, that gets a piece of our home plate umpire. And Ochoa with a pretty good swing here. He hit the ball hard. Just came around it. That ball's on the outside part of the plate. He needs to work to send that into right field instead of yanking around it. Aviles calls time at the dish.
He's had 6 ground ball outs.
I think they're discussing some sort of violation here as Aviles called time. They were arguing if they counted that as a visit to the mound, considering Aviles did call time. But I think he was just getting a little dirt out of his eye.
Nonetheless, it's 0-1, and instead of a mound visit or 1-1.
That wind's starting to pick up as well towards left center.
Huge hack from Demontraw. Couldn't get anything on it in the bottom part of the zone.
That's lower outside corner right on the black. Can't ask for a better pitch from Harry Orth.
0-2. Just missed outside. Demontraw being disciplined at the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Andre Demontraw, the man out of Rochester, Michigan. Just a few miles north of here. Popped up, first base side. Bailey Martin calls everyone off and makes the catch. And it's another 1-2-3 inning for Harry Orth. He has been on fire here today. We've played through 5. We'll be back here on the USPBL Network. Hoppers up 3.
We're for people, the pioneers, the underdogs, the players, and the slow and steadies. We're for people, for who they are and who they could become. Yes, we're a bank, and some say our business is all about money, but that's an old idea. Because look past the money, and you'll see real human lives. We see it, because we're for people. Huntington, welcome.
The perfect match. It's what so many of us are looking for. When it comes to getting a mortgage, how can you find the one that's perfect for you? Start at mortgagematchup.com. Because the only way to get a mortgage that's easier and more affordable is to find a local home loan expert first. Go to mortgagematchup.com today.
Everyone has something that motivates them to do better. And for me, that's my daughter Shelby. I named Shelby Construction Services after her as a reminder to always run the company in a way that would make her proud. Our goal isn't just to get the job done, but to get it done right. And that means making sure every customer has a 5-star experience. I think how a company treats you is just as important as the finished product. My daughter wouldn't have it any other way.
Call 833-6-SHELBY. That's 833-6-SHELBY.
Take a look at the ballpark here today on this Sunday afternoon. Fans having a good time here at the ballpark. 3-0 lead for Eastside over the Utica Unicorns.
We talked about the key for Eastside today being scoring early and often, and they've done that so far. Grabbing a pair in the 5th, they struck first in the 3rd, and that's paired with what has been an incredible outing from Harry Orth. We'll see if he comes back in the ball game in the bottom of the 6th. Justin Silva is warming up in the bullpen. It's going to be decision time for Kottke and these Hoppers when Orth has the chance in the 6th inning.
On the grab but foul. Yeah, we'll see what he does here and on this point in the game. 3-0 lead for the Hoppers. It's still a manageable lead and a deficit the Unicorns can come back from.
Got Matt Colucci starting to warm up in the bullpen for the Unicorns.
1-2 misses outside to Bailey Martin. Was walked twice here today.
Yeah, he's seen the ball well, hasn't had to swing at anything so far. Scored back in the 3rd inning on the Marcoux double.
1-2. Like I say, he got a foul tip out of it.
That's why Martin stays alive, and he's perfect in that 9 spot. The reason they were able to score in the 3rd inning is because he's the last batter in this lineup, and he quickly turned it right back over with a walk. So turning that lineup back over to Schellenbarger will be key with the runner on base.
Martin lines one out into left, but caught by Schmack.
Hard swing. These Hoppers continue to touch the baseball up and down the lineup. And good things are going to happen if you continue to catch barrels.
Top of the order now for Brian Schellenbarger.
A couple of bounce outs to second with a base hit. Set up Marcoux for his RBI in the 3rd.
Schellenbarger drills one out into left, but it's going to go out of play foul. Near the Unicorns bullpen.
A lot of oppo power in the left side of this bat. Very strong left-handed hitter. And you tell the tale with those forearms. They look like tree trunks for Bryant, and that's how he's able to drive the baseball deep to left field the opposite way.
Got to be able to hit to all sides of the field, especially in that opposite way.
And that's why they don't play him to pull all that much. Demetrol's deep at second base, giving him some room on a hard ground ball, but the outfield not shaded whatsoever against Bryan because they respect that he can spray it all over.
0-2 pitch coming. Just framed it a little bit off. Tyler Shin.
Going back to that last pitch from Baumann, utilizing that backdoor slider again to catch the corner. I'd like to see him go back to that. Schellenbarger will recognize and try to go after it, I'm pretty sure.
1-2 pitch coming. Was going right down the middle. Gets him to get a tip of that.
Yeah, bottom of the zone. It's a happy spot pitch for Schellenbarger. Just missed it on top of the baseball as he shot it down on his foot. Loves the middle of the field as well. Can shoot line drives back up the middle with the best of them. But he has yanked 2 ground balls to the right side today. Let's see how Baumann deals with the 1-2 count and 1 gone.
Gets to his windup. Swing and a miss. Schellenbarger goes down swinging for out number 2.
Good bounce back inning here for Baumann. He gave up a ground rule double, then back-to-back walks to load him up. 2 of those runs coming in to score in that inning. And it's a good response. You get a hard line out from Martin after he grinded through a long at-bat. And Schellenbarger, you sit down with a swinging strikeout.
Grant Stevenson now had that ground rule double in his last at-bat. That's a really good contact.
Take 1.
0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss.
Filthy at 84, changing speeds. He's upper 80s, touching 90, Baumann, and then putting it down in the low 80s. That's going to get you a big swing and miss as Stevenson was a little bit out front, fooled.
See what he does here. Skies one out in the air in shallow right. Cam Farrar makes the catch. And it's the first 1-2-3 inning for Unicorns pitching here today. Bottom of the 6th inning we go. Still 3-0 Hoppers over the Unicorns. This is your home for USPBL baseball.
Time doesn't heal all wounds. Hard work, perseverance.
And we do.
We're fighting cancer with proton therapy.
And music therapy.
We're turning back the clock on Parkinson's and outsmarting blood clots in seconds.
Instead of days.
Because this is her time. His time, your time. And it's time to show we can. Corewell Health.
Welcome back, everyone. Bottom of the 6th inning we go here at Jimmy John's Field. 3-0 lead for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. We got a new pitcher on the mound. Justin Silva will come on in place of Harry Orth, who was phenomenal here today. As you take a look at the inning-by-inning breakdown, the scorecard here right now, 3 runs and 4 hits for the Hoppers. And the Unicorns didn't have an answer for Orth here today.
No, they did not. He did not face a 4th batter in any inning. Orth went 1, 2, 3, 5 straight times sitting down the Unicorns. That was the best start he's had all year long. Granted, it was his 2nd outing. Harry Orth, very impressive today. He only threw 52 pitches, but now we turn it over to Justin Silva, who's looking to replicate exactly what Orth gave his team for the first half of the game.
As we take a look at the numbers for Justin Silva so far, he's going to be making his 10th appearance out of the pen. 8 innings of work, 8 strikeouts, 12 walks, 107 opposing batting average, and a 3.38 ERA for the reliever for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. Silva coming in at 6'3", 230, the right-hander from Woodbridge, New Jersey, played at Montclair State University in his 2nd season in the USPBL. We'll face the bottom part of the order, Ethan Kreis, Tyler Shin, and Patrick Backett here in the home half of the 6th. Unicorns running out of chances here late in the ball game.
Going back to Harry Orth as well, his splitter was really working today. He threw 20 splitters in his outing in 52 pitches. 15 of those 20 went for strikes. He recorded 6 total outs through 5 innings on that splitter. It was just his bread and butter today. He continued to use it, and these Unicorns had no answer against it. Got to give a huge shout out to our lead baseball analytics intern, Devin Wiles, for that info.
Always does phenomenal stuff for us here in the broadcast booth, and everything he does here.
See if Ethan Kreisen can start the inning out a little bit differently than he did back in the third with a fly out to left.
Silva gets to do his windup. This is outside for ball 2.
Unicorns are going to take advantage if Silva wavers on his command. They will steal extra bases. They're very aggressive on the paths, especially down by a crooked number late in the game.
2-0 pitch coming. This is out on away for ball 3.
Silva loves that slider, throws it about 65% of the time. That's going to be what he goes to. Has not thrown it for a strike yet.
3-0. Goes with the fastball in the inside corner.
Those are the only 2 pitches he really throws. Silva with a splitter as well, but does not utilize it as much as the other 2. So Kreisen sitting on 1 of 2 pitches right now as he looked at the scouting report.
He fouls that off the fastball again. He's going back to back, both at 90 miles an hour. Important spot here for Utica. They're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Need to get runners on. Payoff pitch coming. That one hits him. Silva not happy about that.
Now that pitch just got away from him. Tapping the glove through the stretch, and he just missed with that pitch as it slips out of his hand. And the first base runner, that wasn't a strikeout or a fielder's choice today for the Unicorns coming in the 6th inning. Aquino got on via the drop third strike in the 4th, and Baduras on a fielder's choice, he reached but was picked off.
Tyler Shin steps in now. First pitch up high from Silva.
Strikeout swinging last time for Shin against Orth, and there's going to be a conversation on the bump. Got to get out ahead of these Unicorn hitters. Always tough to work back. Yesterday in our ball game, it was both pitchers weren't able to really get ahead. It was Loken in game 1, Dyson Johnson game 2. They were falling behind in counts, and that was leading to big swings from the Mammoths, because when you're up in the count as a hitter, 2-0, 3-1, you're free swinging and likely going to get a good pitch to go after.
So it's 1-0 now. Isn't that one away? And the command is been a struggle here for Silva.
It has. He had 12 walks, 8 strikeouts coming in, 4 more base on balls than strikeouts on the year.
Come on.
3 balls and no strikes.
Got to find the zone right here. Unicorns could be fixing for a big inning right here if Silva does not find the zone. We saw 8 walks in one frame from the Beavers in the second. 7 walks in one inning, sorry, from the Beavers last night.
Swing and a miss.
There it is.
Needed that one.
Also more movement in the Hopper bullpen.
Here, Coach Ryan Cocky will be mindful of what he does here if Silva gets into a difficult spot.
It's only a 3-0 game. Unicorns can score a few and chip away.
Foul tip. Makes the count full.
Got to tip my cap to Silva, though. Even though his control early in counts has not been good, he has battled in both of his first 2 at-bats. Kreisen, he had 3-0, battled back to a full count. He's done the same here to Shin.
Unicorns look to get another runner on here and nobody out. Swing and a miss. Really huge for Justin Silva, getting back from falling behind 3-0 to strike out the number 8 hitter, Tyler Shin.
When he needed it most, he got the slider for strike 3. He's been throwing it in the other batter's box all day long in his first several pitches, but that time he dialed in. Well done, Justin Silva. Great bounce back after you hit the leadoff batter. And he's got great stuff, Silva, with that nasty slider. If he throws it for a strike or can fool these Unicorn hitters, he's going to have a good day.
Now it's up to Patrick Baggett.
It's just all about throwing strikes in this league right now, especially against a Unicorn team that walks a ton. 156 walks this season in just under 1,000 at-bats.
It shows how disciplined they are at the plate as Baggett fouls that one off.
Yet they have almost double the number of strikeouts, but that's pretty normal for most teams. You're going to strike out almost 2 times as many as you'll walk. Can't say that for some of these hitters, though.
Fouling away again, 1-2.
Even a guy in Patrick Baggett, 26 strikeouts compared to 23 walks this season. So if you can keep that number pretty even, Demetrol 19 walks, 20 Ks, that's really good stuff.
Silva on the third base side, on the move. The throw not in time. It's going to be a stolen base for Ethan Kreisen.
There's that aggressiveness on the base paths. Kreisen picked a nice pitch to go on. It was off speed, way inside. Tough catch for Aviles. And he's in there with a stolen bag.
Takes the double play out of the equation now.
Second stolen base on the year for Ethan.
2-2 pitch coming. Missing upstairs. Was trying to get him with the fastball.
And this is going to prolong your outing when it comes to pitch count. If you go to 3-2 for the first 3 batters of the inning. These are the 7, 8, 9 hitters, bottom of the lineup. And he's been expending a lot of his energy on them.
On the stretch, another payoff pitch. And he gets Baggett to swing and miss. Back-to-back punch-outs for Justin Silva.
I mean, he's coming up when he needs it most. He goes to a full count every time, but that was nasty, diving low and in on the back foot of Baggett. Could not catch a piece. Back-to-back strikeouts for Silva after a leadoff walk. Love to see it from the kid.
Now Cam Farrar, who came in the pinch run for Jose Aquino in the 4th, gets his first at-bat of the day. Hitting .244 on the season.
Silva also nearly unhittable. A 107 batting average against for the league. And that's the best on the team for the Hoppers this year. Just 3 hits allowed in 8 2/3 innings.
As I was making it too. Yeah.
He's done his job when it matters to that, but you got to be able to limit all the pitches here per at bat, going full counts.
He's going one way or the other. I mean, it's not like he's walking a ton and giving up a bunch of hits as well. I know he's walking guys throughout his first couple innings of the year, but if you can keep that hit number down, it's going to help you out a little bit.
Skied up in the air near third base side. Now moving in closer near to the center of the infield, Todd Maddox to make the catch. Good recovery by Justin Silva. As we head now to the 7th here at Jimmy John's Field. Still 3-0 Hoppers. We'll be back after this here on the USPBL Network. We've been through 6 here at Jimmy John's Field. The Utica Unicorns will have a new pitcher on the mound here to start the 7th inning of play. Matt Colucci will take the hill here to take a look at his numbers here so far this season, Tom. But impressive for the Unicorns out of the pen.
Yeah, Colucci's been awesome. And he's got a 2-3 record on the season, a 2.45 ERA. The Luchador coming in with 33 innings pitched, 34 strikeouts, averaging just over a K an inning, although he is averaging 1 hit an inning, giving up 33 knocks in 33 innings. Only 11 walks to couple those 34 strikeouts, so Matt's going to help fill up the zone for this team. For Ballman, he just gave up a couple runs in the 5th, a very clean 6th inning, so he ended his outing on a good note. Colucci's going to come at you with a slider half the time and a 2-seam curveball and cutter the rest of the way.
His team trailing by 3. They'll face the heart of the order, Marcoux, Ferguson, and Garrick here. Looking to add some more runs. Marcoux with that RBI double back in the 3rd. This is going to be crucial here. Still a manageable deficit for the Unicorns as Marcoux swings on the first pitch. Skied way up for Austin Ochoa, and that's a huge first out to get Marcoux out on 1 pitch.
That's how you want to start your day against the best hitter in the league. Getting him to pop straight up.
Now Ben Ferguson now 0 for 2 day, but walked his last time up.
League hitting .256 against Colucci. He hasn't given up anything but a double for extra bases. 8 doubles he has allowed this year. That's tied with Kreisen for the most on the team.
Yeah, this Unicorns bullpen in general has been strong. The team ERA at 3.91.
Colucci came in late in the game on Friday, shutting down this Hopper team before Kreisen got the save in the bottom of the 9th. It was a really nice job from this bullpen. Danny Denz went 1 inning. Baumann, Colucci then contributed, and Kreisen shut the door. A very talented bullpen for this Utica squad this year.
And that's been their strength all season long. These guys out of the pen. Colucci, Baumann's been really well. We've seen other guys have come in, especially with that experience from last year. They have the pieces there. The offense has improved as well, coming in at 219 as a team here today. But they got some work to do in this final third of this ball game.
Yeah, just 9 outs remaining. Got to find a way to get some base runners, more than just 1 at second base.
0-2 misses low.
Not a bad miss there from Colucci, trying to get Ferguson to chase. Struck out back in the 3rd on a chase pitch down and away. Kreisen could call that again. He's going to set up a little bit low, but down the middle.
That was 2-2, now 3-2 rather. This is going to be the 2nd walk for Ferguson here today.
Easily fixable right there for Colucci. Not missing the zone by much. That one just a little bit low to Ben. And you can start to attack these later hitters. Gehrig with a sac fly last time, but Todd Maddox swinging one of the hottest bats. He singled for an RBI in the 5th. And those are the next 2 he's going to face.
Matt Gehrig broken back, look out. It goes in the left field. So 2 aboard for the Hoppers.
That was a shatter of a bat right there from Gehrig. Caught it on the inside part of the bat. Check that, the end of the bat, and sent half of that barrel flying onto Ochoa. Another clutch swing from the Hoppers to put 2 aboard. They did this back in the 5th and in the 3rd.
Todd Maddox had that RBI single in the center his last time up.
He went down and got a pitch on the lower outside part of the zone.
Broken bat again. Grounded over to 3rd is Ochoa to Jared Weber. He does move the runners into scoring position.
Boy, there's something in the air today that's making the bats a little brittle. 2 swings, 2 broken bats from both Gehrig and Maddox. And shout out our bat boy screaming on in to make the play right there. That's how you do it.
They do their job here, as well as JJ. Give him credit too. Helping out JJ as much as they can, but
And we give JJ the top of the third. I want to give our bat boys some credit as well because they don't get an ad along with a good 45 seconds of credit.
Zebros now. Runners on second and third. Hoppers up 3. That one is going to roll foul.
And that had some crazy spin. Almost came back fair. If you go on YouTube and look up the Austin Jackson cue ball, foul ball that rolled fair, that's exactly what happened on that play, except the ball had a lot more spin and rolled back into fair territory for an infield hit.
And Bubba was ready for it to pick it up.
He was. It would have been tough, though, if that ball hits the base and somehow takes a weird angle and Rose is able to get down in time. Big spot, looking to extend the lead.
0-2 pitch. Missed outside. Trying to get him with the fastball.
Rose with a hard shot to right last time. Sprayed it the other way at Farrar.
1-2 pitch coming. A little bit of a half swing. Right back to Colucci. Over to Weber, and that's a huge stand for the Unicorns, stranding 2 runners in scoring position to get the job done. It's stretch time here at the ballpark. Time for the Genesis Credit Union 7th inning stretch right here on the USPBL Network.
Make your move with a quick and easy mortgage from Genesis Credit Union. We have mortgages to fit your life. Genesis Credit Union. Visit us today.
Home half of the 7th. Unicorns running out of chances. Trailing by 3. Justin Silva is out for his 2nd inning of work. Looking to have a smooth sailing inning for him. He did give up a lot of 3-2 pitches and went through a lot of full counts, but he was able to get the job done.
Yeah, he kind of saved the inning. He walked the first guy in Kreisen, or he hit him on a 3-2 count, and then the next 2 full counts he went to, big strikeouts to Shin and Baggett.
He's going to face 2, 3, 4, Badura, Schmack, and Weber. It's going to be more difficult here with this part of the lineup.
Definitely will. I mean, Baduras has been swinging it better. Schmack's had a good swing out to center field today. Jared Weber's one of the hottest hitters and best hitters in the league. This is a deciding point right here for these Unicorns. They got 9 outs to play with at the plate. They got to make the most of it and at least get 1 run in this inning to make it somewhat manageable. I know they can score 3-4 runs at any time in one frame, but traditionally you look at the stats, this team does not score a lot of runs late in the game. Just 10 runs on the season combined in the last 2 innings. So they definitely need to score something here in the 7th.
Looking to come through here. 1-1 count to Silva on the third base side to Rubber. Gets to his wind up. Goes upstairs. Ball 2. Baduras 0 for 2 today. Grounded to third and a fielder's choice in the 4th.
The Unicorns know that Silva's struggling with the command right now, so if they can grind through at-bats and find a way aboard, however possible, they're going to be just fine. But a swing like that, did he go around? I think he did, yeah.
And the home plate umpire called it right away.
mean, it's a good pitch from Silva, but he started it way outside. It was good movement. Badouris has to recognize that a little bit earlier to move that count to 3-1. That really puts the pressure on Silva.
2-2 pitch coming. Badouris out into left center, and that was going to drop in for a base hit. Makes a bobble off of Zeb Rose. Getting to second base, sliding in safely is Sam Badouris.
Sammy B breaks up the no-no in the 7th. Orth went 5 frames, giving up no hits on no runs. Silva, no hits in the 6th. And what am I talking about? Trying to take that pitch down and away and look for a walk. Badouris gets one in the gap, and Zebros tried to field that with his bare hand on one hop. That's the reason Sam was able to get down to second on the bobble there.
Got a mound visit here right now. Is the first hit on the day is.
They're bringing the trainer out as well to check on Silva. Maybe something identified in his hand. You know, sometimes pitchers, they break a nail, you can get a blister on the finger, which can drastically affect how they throw pitches. And it looks like Caleb Rush is up in the bullpen throwing for Eastside. Yeah, they're examining the hand, and they're going to make the call to the bullpen. Wow.
So Silva is going to be coming out of the game.
You're looking at his throwing hand right now.
Good about going to break. We'll step aside for a moment. We'll have a pitching change here. The Unicorns just got their first hit on the bat as Sam Badouris, trailing by 3 here in the 7th. We'll be back after this here on the USPBL Network.
The perfect match. It's what so many of us are looking for. When it comes to getting a mortgage, how can you find the one that's perfect for you? Start at mortgagematchup.com. Because the only way to get a mortgage that's easier and more affordable is to find a local home loan expert first. Go to mortgagematchup.com today.
Everyone has something that motivates them to do better. And for me, that's my daughter Shelby. I named Shelby Construction Services after her as a reminder to always run the company in a way that would make her proud. Our goal isn't just to get the job done, but to get it done right. And that means making sure every customer has a 5-star experience. I think how a company treats you is just as important as the finished product. My daughter wouldn't have it any other way.
Call 833-6-SHELBY. That's 833-6-SHELBY.
Make your move with a quick and easy mortgage from Genesis Credit Union. We have mortgages to fit your life. Genesis Credit Union. Visit us today.
We're the financial champion of Michiganders. Whether you're a goal getter or dream chaser, an empty nester or up-and-comer, anyone in Michigan can bank with us. Michigan Schools and Government Credit Union.
Fifth Third Extra Time helps you do you better. So kick back and relax. You have extra time to avoid overdraft fees. Fifth Third Extra Time. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
Caleb Rush is your new pitcher for the Diamond Hoppers. Coming in with a runner on second base and nobody out. Coming in as Justin Silva left the ball game. Important spot here for the Hoppers to hold on to this lead and not let the Unicorns make things interesting here late in the game.
I want to keep that to a number 0 in the run column for the Unicorns after the Sam Badouris double. Silva finishes the day 1 inning pitched on 1 hit. He walked a single batter and struck out 2. He is responsible for Badouris down there at second. But let's get to Rush. He's making his 15th appearance so far this season. 17 2/3 innings pitched. He has given up 20 hits, 19 strikeouts, 16 walks. Rush, he's sitting mid-80s with the off-speed, low 90s with the fastball. He's going to deal with the middle, the heart of this Unicorn order as they're looking to just find a way to scrap together a couple runs here. Don't need to get it all back once. They got a few more innings to play with, but definitely want to get it started here against Caleb Rush.
Yeah, you got to be able to do that. You can't wait till the last 3 outs. Get at least 1, maybe 2. But it's going to be Kyle Schmack right now. As we take a look here at the last pitch by Silva.
Yeah, Baduras went up and got this pitch. Silva must have done something with his fingernail or a blister on his hand, reopening something to pull the trainer out of the dugout and take him out of the ball game. It's a great swing from Sam.
Kyle Schmack will look to drive him in.
I also don't know how likely it is in this situation, but Baduras loves to steal third base. He's done it several times this year.
Staying put right now. As Rush got him with the fastball at the knees.
Yeah, not too likely down by 3 runs in a situation where you absolutely need to score that run down at 2. And Rush going right at Schmack, 93 miles an hour, bottom of the zone.
0-2 pitch coming. Going down the right side, and that one's going to go foul right into the Hoppers' pen.
And if I'm Schmack right here, no balls, 2 strikes. You take out the big swing from the equation considering you got 2 on you. Choke up, hit that ball on the ground on the right side, and move Baduras to third. A ground ball to shortstop or third base is going to do you no good. Schmack has got to look the opposite way here.
0-2 pitch coming, swing and a miss. Got him with the off speed. Right down the heart of the plate for the first out of the inning.
11-mile-an-hour difference for Caleb Rush on that pitch compared to the 93-mile-an-hour strike 2. I mean, that was filthy. Bottom of the zone, not even 1,000 spin rate. It was a splitter out of the hand of Rush.
A 1 pitch, check swing foul. He went even more. He went down to 73 that time.
Yeah. I mean, he's got sweet stuff, does Caleb. And he showed it off right there, having Schmack way out in front, missing that last pitch. That makes it a little tougher now. Even a ground ball to the right side does the job, but that's 2 gone with a man 90 feet away.
Chasing him upstairs with a fastball. 0-2 now on Weber.
Rush not letting these guys put it in play so far. A lot of swing and miss. The league hitting .286 against Caleb this season through 17 2/3 innings.
0-2 pitch on the ground to Stevenson. Baduras has to hold at second. They get the out at first.
Stevenson, well done looking back the runner, Baduras. If he paid no attention to Sam, maybe he could try to jog on down to third base and get there in time. But Weber's got to look to the right side of the field there. A ground ball to the left side is not going to get the job done. Now it's up to Ochoa to have a hit here after the leadoff double from Baduras.
Rush has done his job here for the first 2 he's faced. X-swing called strike.
I mean, he's really got these hitters off balance right now. Ochoa with another half check swing. He had one last at bat.
Unicorns are just fooled right now. It's going to get in there with the breaking ball. That was trying to get him elevated there.
I started that pitch way too high. Avila's calling a good game behind the plate, though, with Rush on the mound. They've been throwing the correct pitches in certain counts against these Unicorns in a tough spot.
1-1 offering. Took a big hack and miss.
Another challenge fastball this time from Rush. Ochoa did not catch up to that middle pitch.
1-2. Unicorns looking to get a run on the board after the leadoff double by Baduras. Foul. As Aviles is down right now.
He got hit again really hard. Mentioned earlier in the game, Aviles was struck in the hand with a foul ball last week. And that one just pinballed around on him.
Able to get back up, though. Unicorns need a run here. Trailing by 3 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Rush takes a look and throws. Swing and a miss. Caleb Rush comes in, gets the job done. After the Unicorns get a leadoff double by Sam Baduris, their first hit of the ball game, they get sent down in order. We head to the 8th, 3-0 Hoppers here on the USPBL Network.
With a transforming world, we can see how drastically the world is heading towards automation. And so, we need 24/7 surveillance and security systems for our homes and businesses to avoid any theft or breach of privacy. JARPCOM brings the installation of security cameras to the tip of your fingers with our state-of-the-art mobile app. JARPCOM also provides surveillance monitoring of your entire property with flexible options that offer a dependable solution to be scaled to fit any domestic or commercial need. Contact JARPCOM today for a free estimate at 800-369-0374 or look us up on the web at jarpcom.com.
Andy Appleby. I'm the owner and CEO of the USPBL. We're a 4-team league. We play at Jimmy John's Field in Utica, Michigan. Tryon has a wealth of resources that we can tap into when unique HR issues arise, even including visa and immigration issues related to our players. Tryon has helped us to get our baseball season up and running every year and has made a difficult task much easier.
That's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
New pitcher in the ball game for the Unicorns as we start the 8th inning of play here on this Sunday afternoon. Danny Dens, the lefty, coming out of Jim Essian's bullpen. His team trailing by 3 runs to the Eastside Diamond Hoppers here today. And Danny Dens is going to bring his stuff up to the table here. We'll face Luis Aviles, Bailey Martin, and Brian Schellenbarger.
The big hammer making his 12th appearance, 11th out of the bullpen. Very solid ERA at a 2.45, and Dens has the league hitting 154 against him. That is the best on the team by far. 26 strikeouts, 7 walks for Dens, just 8 hits allowed in 14 2/3 innings, and 3 of those hits coming back on Friday. The Hoppers didn't have hard contact against Danny, but they found holes. Schellenbarger with a bloop single, Whit Hughes dropped one down the right field line, and Bailey Martin was able to find a hole between the shortstop and third baseman to lead to a run scoring. So Dens allowed 2 runs last time out in 1 inning of work against the Hoppers. Looking to change that up right here and get a few big zeros on the board.
Especially in this important spot here late in the ball game. Missed below the knees, 1-1 with the fastball.
He's a lefty coming in at 92, 93 with the fastball. Changes drastically with the off speed when it comes to miles per hour.
1-1 pitch on the way. On the ground, foul.
Dens' third favorite pitch is that fastball that you saw at 93. Comes back with the slider and the cutter a little more than the fastball. Really good stuff. A ton of movement. Any pitch that Danny throws.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Luis Aviles.
Wow.
Got him to ring him up right down the middle for strike 3.
And that pitch did not start down the middle. Check this out one more time. Look at where the glove of Kreisen is set up. Way high and outside. That ball breaks back in right down Main Street. Nothing you can do if you're Aviles. You just got to tip your cap and head back to the dugout. What a start for Danny here in the 8th.
Just a nasty pitch. It was just, he thought it was going to go outside, but then right down the middle.
Yep.
Like Aviles, what was he supposed to do there?
You got to recognize the spin, I guess, but Danny's ball breaks so much, I would never have expected as a hitter that ball to come back right down the middle of the plate.
I caught him by surprise.
Yeah, Danny's filthy. I mean, that's just one word to describe him.
Martin sees that pitch upstairs. 0 for 1, lined out to left his last time up. He's gone on base twice with a couple of walks. The 1-1, swing and a miss. Right down the middle at 89.
Tough pitch to go after. I know it's down the middle, but there's a ton of movement. That pitch dropped 8 inches.
The 1-2 pitch. Got him, strike 3.
Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. That catches the lower outside corner. Look at this spot on strike 3. Back-to-back looking strikeouts. Even Kreisen was surprised with how much movement that ball had. He still did a nice job of framing it for a moment, and it's back-to-back looking strikeouts for these Hopper hitters, leading by 3 in the 8th.
Just crucial.
And yeah, keep it to a 3-run game. That's how you're going to be able to come back. And you got one of your best arms on the mound right now. When these Unicorns get into playoff time, Danny Dens is going to be someone to lean on late in games with a 1-2-run lead.
A 1-0 to Brian Schellenbarger, back up the middle. Making the play there is Patrick Baggett. Lost it. And Schellenbarger is aboard.
Yeah, it's going to be an infield hit. 2 for 5 day for Schellenbarger. Just past the glove of Dens. He wasn't able to get anything on it. And Baggett so silky smooth at shortstop there. Could not cleanly transfer the ball from the glove to the hand. Schellenbarger likely would have been safe anyways because of how softly that ball was hit.
Keeps the inning going for Grant Stevenson.
He's had a good day. Walk and a ground rule double. He's been hitting the ball a lot harder and better contact of late.
It's been good to see he's in the 2 spot here today.
Yeah, he's been playing shortstop, batting second since he's came out of the scene for this team. His first couple games was near the bottom of the lineup with his brother Luke. And now he fits in very well at shortstop, batting second.
He's done his job over there on both sides of the ball. As a swing and a miss, did not call a foul tip, so Schellenbarger will go to second base.
It's going to be a pass ball on Shin. That pitch just popped out of his glove. It was a clear swing and miss from Martin for strike 2. And I think Shin just a little late to squeeze it. Dens has Stevenson right where he wants him, though, on 0-2.
Gets in the chase. Strikes out the side. Does get up an infield single, but doesn't hurt him. We head to the bottom of the 8th. The Unicorns got some work to do. Down 3-0, heading to the bottom of the 8th. We're back after this at the USPBL Network.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and discover the funner you hidden within you. The you that doesn't think about adult things and stuff. Ashley, I don't want to hear anything about your car registration when we're at Dave & Buster's.
Okay.
The you want to be. Let the Dave & Buster's method illuminate you. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
Fifth Third Extra Time helps you do you better. So kick back and relax. You have extra time to avoid overdraft fees. Fifth Third Extra Time. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
We're the financial champion of Michiganders. Whether you're a goal getter or dream chaser, an empty nester or up-and-comer, anyone in Michigan can bank with us. Michigan Schools and Government Credit Union.
Bottom of the 8th we go here at Jimmy John's Field. 3-0 lead for the Hoppers over the Unicorns here on the USPBL Network alongside Tom Cowdow. I'm Alex Johnson. Glad to have you with us on your Sunday afternoon, spending it here with us here at the ballpark. The Hoppers are trying to get back in the win column. Caleb Rush is back on the bump. It's been a good weekend here throughout. As we take a look at next weekend here on the USPBL Network, we'll be back in action on Thursday for Hoppers and Mammoths at 7:05, and then Friday night we'll have the Beavers and Mammoths, and then Saturday it'll just be one game at 7:05 between the Beavers and Unicorns, and then these two teams will rematch next Sunday at 105. Let's just look ahead at we get into the final weeks of the regular season. Every game is going to matter for all 4 teams, right neck and neck with it here. It's really good to see that everyone is still right into it here, heading into the home stretch.
Eastside with the advantage right now. They'd like to hold on and try to move up on the Mammoths and just be a half game back of first place. Because it's anybody's first seed for the taking right now. We've already kind of broken into the advantages and disadvantages of the number 1, number 2 seed. But these guys are going to try their hardest to win as many games as they can down the stretches. They're all so valuable. I mean, you know, the first month of the season, still getting your bearings, feet underneath you, and the Beavers are a perfect example that you can start 3-16 and make a lot of noise in the final month of the year.
Anything can happen as Andre Demontrol fouls that one off. And
0 for 2 day for Demontrol. Ground out and a pop out.
And it's just been really good to see that the Beavers have turned it on, winning 10 of their last 14 games.
Yeah, you never want to see a team that's just down and out, struggling all year long. So that senior showcase and the ability to recruit players from John Diesel Dombrowski onto his team that's very impressive to see what they've done from where they came from.
Bounces into the dirt past Aviles for ball 3, and
just a few pitches for Rush that have missed greatly, and it's just the grip or how he's throwing out those off-speed pitches. That one at 75 miles an hour. Likely the curveball there that he spiked way low.
Payoff pitch coming on the ground. Could be a tough play for Rush. Has to throw it over away. Off target by Ferguson. As standing into second base is Demontrol. That was a tough play right off the bat.
After Rush threw that pitch, he did a spin move, and that kind of threw him off a little bit because those half extra seconds of him spinning around after the pitch don't allow him to get off the mound and make that play. Plus, Rush, he falls off to the first base side of the rubber. So as he spins around, as he does every pitch, when that ball's grounded back to him, it's going to take him longer. He had to rush the throw, threw it up the line, and once again, it's a runner on second base with nobody out for the second straight inning. It's going to go down as an E1 on Rush. Let's see if the Unicorns can make an adjustment here in the 8th inning and find a way to cash in that run. But with 6 outs to play with, sense of urgency needs to be high. They need a pair, maybe 3 here in this frame.
Ethan Kreisen at the dish. Takes a strike at the knees. 1-1.
Kreisen was hit by a pitch his last time, stole second, stranded there.
One delivery in the dirt, saved by Aviles. 2 balls and 1 strike. Kreisen was hit by a pitch and stole second his last time up. Two-one pitch, swing and a miss.
That's been the bread and butter today for Caleb Rush. Fastball at 93 off the plate and that breaking curveball down below the knees. If he can continue to work those 2 pitches against Kreisen here, he's staring down another 0. Got a long way to go with nobody out, but you got Shin and Baggett up after Kreisen. Those 2, Shin and Patrick, have combined for 3 strikeouts in 4 total at-bats.
Now the 2-2. Good stop by Aviles again. As someone took a hop over to him. Have to make those plays late in the ball game.
Have to. If he doesn't keep that in front, Demontrol's at third with nobody out, and all Ethan has to do is hit a ground ball past the pitcher. Still just 1 hit on the day for the Unicorns, coming back in the 7th from Sam Baduras.
Rush looks over at second briefly, now throws. Inside, ball 4. Was trying to get him at 94, just a few inches inside. Let's break this down here, Tom.
Yeah, Rush, I mean, he started off Kreisen fairly well. He was down in the count pretty much the whole time, just having to work back.
pinch hitter number 20 in the game.
The catcher number 5, Tyler Shin.
Looks like we're going to get a pinch hitter as well for Shin. It's the man that has played 4 games this week, 3 with the Unicorns and 1 with the Mammoths.
Ryan Enos will step in.
And he's been smacking the baseball. He should have been 4 for 4 on Friday. Todd Maddox stole a double from him in his first at-bat. Colin Cornwell then stole a home run from Enos later in that game, and then he still had 2 hits, including a double later.
He's the tying run at the plate right now.
Guys, can we get a tight shot at left field? I want to see that number. Could be Cornwell. Thank you. I can't tell who's out there. It doesn't look like Mark Hu.
As it's 1-0 now on Enos. Missed again, ball 2.
Thank you very much. It is Mark Hu. I'm sorry.
We'll see if Enos can hit it out to left. Marcoux is waiting to see if he can get something out in the air.
Enos loves left field.
And falling behind 3-0, that one stopped with that breaking ball. And three balls and no strikes on the pinch hitter, Ryan Enos.
Got to see Ryan back in the lineup. Had the day off for the first 7 innings. Coming in late in a big spot.
And called strike. Enos was moving his back away, but
it just caught the inside corner a little bit high. Rush had a lot of run on that pitch, sending it inside.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it. It is a strike. And now he's gone back into the count, right at the knees with the fastball.
Great battle from Caleb Rush. Still 1 pitch away from loading the bases up, but also 1 pitch away from a huge first out in the 8th.
Payoff pitch coming, and it gets him. Rush did his job to get back into the count, but did not want to do that as he loads the bases.
For the guy that's played nearly every day this weekend and during the week as well, Enos takes a 3-2, 83-mile-an-hour pitch in the middle of the back. Here's a chance for the Unicorns. An error, a walk, and a hit by pitch have loaded the bases for Patrick Baggett. He was the star for the Unicorns on Friday. He had the game-winning swing in the top of the 9th inning to break a 3-3 tie and sent the Unicorns on to win their 17th game 4-3. He's in a similar situation right now. A base hit or a double could really change this ball game. You have speed all around the base paths. Enos at first runs extremely well. Down at second is Kryzen. He also is pretty speedy, and I don't need to say anything more about Andre Demetral. He is very quick over there at second. Or a third, I'm sorry, but he should score easy on a hit.
Mound visit here was Coach Cocky talking with Caleb Rush and the rest of the infield.
A much-needed conversation. Rush was very clean last inning, gave up a leadoff double to Baduras. Or sorry, Silva gave up the double, and then right when Rush came in, he went 1-2-3. A pair of strikeouts and a weak ground out from Weber. This inning a little bit different. Threw a ball away down the first base line, leading to a runner on second, walked Kryzen, and then just hit Enos to load him up.
Important spot right now for both sides. Ferguson more in than Maddox over at the corners.
Yeah, Ferguson on that grass cutout. He's looking for. But Baggett loves the left side of the field as well. So if you're Marcoux out there in left, or Maddox / Stevenson, you got to be ready.
1-0 pitch up high.
Rush got to give him something competitive here on 2-0. Baggett's going to get a cookie on one of the next couple pitches. Can't miss it.
Rush takes a long look at home plate. Bases loaded for the Unicorns, trying to get back into the game, and he fouls it off.
There it was, right down the heart of the plate, 93 miles an hour, and Baggett just a little bit underneath. That was the best pitch he's going to see in this at-bat. It's very rare in baseball at this level you see more than one really good pitch. But he can still work through and grind.
Fouls off again.
I spoke too soon. Another really good one. Just a little bit underneath again. He's on the pitch. Timing is good, just a little bit underneath. Baggett, he's the leader for this Unicorn team. Going to come through.
Got Cam Farrar in the on-deck circle. 2-2 pitch coming. Upstairs, and now he's run the count full.
Another full count, the third in a row for fourth in a row. Silva, when he came in, he saw 3 straight full counts. And now Rush, the first 4 batters in the 8th have all gone full. Baggett's going to call time. Maybe trying to ice Rush a little bit here. But this is a huge reason why the Unicorns were able to at least make it competitive and put runners on, applying pressure. Too many full counts for these relievers out of Eastside.
Payoff pitch coming. Baggett down the right field line, hooking, foul.
That pitch just below the zone, too close to take. A little bit below the knees, breaking pitch from Rush. It was a good one, but Baggett way out in front yanks it down the line.
Puts a lot more pressure on Rush now.
Could come back with that 93-mile-an-hour fastball.
And he misses upstairs to bring in a run for the Unicorns. They are on the board here with no outs in the bottom of the 8th. Demontraw steps on home plate.
And that's how you help your team out if you're Patrick Baggett. You got 2 really good pitches and you didn't connect on either one. Now you could be frustrated and kick yourself and mentally take yourself out of the at-bat, or you can continue to battle, foul off a couple pitches, watch the bad ones go, and you can get yourself an RBI and leave your team back in the ball game. We got a game, Alex. 3-1, nobody out. Caleb Rush just cannot get it done in the 8th inning with a couple of walks and a hit batter.
It's going to be Delmas Ross coming in here in the bottom of the 8th with the bases loaded. We'll step aside for a moment, and we'll be back after this.
The USPBL powered by UWM baseball games at Jimmy John's Field are the fun and family-friendly experience you won't want to miss. Entertainment every week, including Thirsty Thursdays, fireworks every Friday, live music Saturdays, and Sunday fun days for the kids. Kids run the bases after every game, and parking is always free. Come see the stars of the future at Jimmy John's Field. Get your tickets today at uspbl.com.
Check your checking. If your account doesn't get you pumped, amped, or geeked, make the switch to Genius Checking from Genesis Credit Union. It's just genius.
Fifth Third Extra Time helps you do you better. So kick back and relax. You have extra time to avoid overdraft fees. Fifth Third Extra Time. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
We're the financial champion of Michiganders. Whether you're a goal getter or dream chaser, an empty nester or up-and-comer, anyone in Michigan can bank with us. Michigan Schools and Government Credit Union.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At fsbcares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. fsbcares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood, because strong neighbors mean stronger communities. Where good neighbors do great things. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Things are getting interesting. Bases loaded for the Unicorns. Already got in a run by the RBI bases loaded walk by Patrick Baggett. Trailing by 2 now, Delmas Russ is given a task to shut this down here with the bases loaded and nobody out.
Cam Farrar coming in a big spot. The first time he's going to bat for the Unicorns this year with the bases loaded, trailing by 2. A hit should tie it, but against a guy in Delmas Russ that the league's only hitting a $172 against. He's all knotted up at 20 strikeouts and 20 walks, so flip a coin if he's going to walk or strike out the next batter he faces. A 2.76 ERA and a 2-1 record. 16 1/3 innings pitched for Delmas. He has only allowed 11 hits and 5 earned runs, 10 full runs given up.
It's good stuff from him.
And Russ got a four-seam fastball he throws the most, a frisbee slider that cuts from one side of the plate to the other, and then he also comes with a changeup, just a little bit. But have to have your best stuff right here. Nowhere to put Cam Farrar, and everybody on the base paths runs extremely well. So if Cam's able to poke it in the gap or knock one down the line, you could see Baggett all the way scoring from first, which would completely change this ball game.
Yep, 3-1. Only one hit on the board for the Unicorns. That was Baduras with that double in the last inning.
Harry Orth still in line for the win right now. He hurled 0 hits through 5.
First pitch is low. Going with the fastball to Cam Farrar, who popped out to Maddox his first time up.
Final line for Rush as well. Goes an inning, strikes out 2, walks 2, hits 1 batter, and was charged with an error while allowing 1 run.
1-0 pitch inside.
Being very patient is Cam Farrar right now. He understands that he's got the bases loaded down by 2, but he's not trying to get it all back in one swing. He's going to make Russ come at him.
And you got nobody out too. That's also something you got to keep in mind.
Oh, definitely. He doesn't have to choke up with 2 strikes and get a clutch hit. He can put the ball on the ground and leg out a fielder's choice. Find any way on, find any way to score this run in Ethan Kreisen down there at third base.
Heading the count 2-1. Russ froze, and he sends that one out foul.
Farrar came in for Aquino back in the 4th inning as a pinch runner, and he's been in right field ever since. Also Ben Kreisen, the marquee closer for the Unicorns now after the departure of Connor Tomasic. He's in the bullpen warming up.
We'll see what the Unicorns, if they can take the lead. They got the bases loaded right now. Nobody out. A prime opportunity for the Unicorns. Best opportunity they've had all game. They were shut down through the first 5 innings when Orth was on the bump. Got a base runner in the 6th.
But still only their first hit coming in the 7th, so really it was, 6 full innings of all zeros.
2-2 pitch coming. This one on the ground to Stevenson, could be 2. Going over to Martin for 1. Relay over Ferguson. Couple more runs come in as Kreisen and Enos score, and just like that, we are tied.
They were a foot away from turning a double play, allowing just 1 run. Ferguson lets it sneak under his glove. The double play is foiled, and just like that, it's a tie ball game. That's the Unicorns for you, man. They're not going to come through and hit a grand slam right there to take the lead. What they are going to do is leg out a base hit or a ground ball like Farrar just did, get to first, and take second on the throwing error.
Kreisen and Enos score, so it's 3-3, only 1 out, and there's a runner on second for Sam Baduras.
Only hit today.
A chance to take the lead. Swings and misses.
1 for 3 on the day. Double in the left center gap to lead off the 7th inning. He did not score as Rush came in the game and recorded 3 straight outs.
Right, no hitter in the 7th.
0-1 count. Swings and misses again. At off speed at 82, trying to go inside to him.
Unicorns had only scored 6 runs in the 8th inning all year long, and they get about half that so far. When they needed it most, didn't want to wait to your last 3 outs.
Ferguson out into right, which we caught by Martin.
Just off the end of the bat, nothing behind that baseball from Baduras. Would have liked that on the ground to move up Farrar, but Cam runs extremely well. He should score on a base hit here from Schmack with 2 gone.
Schmack 0 for 3 here today.
Kyle was 1 for 4 back on Friday against these Hoppers.
Schmack into center, and is going to go over Bailey Martin for a base hit. Farrar rounding third. He is going to score, sliding in safely. The throw over to second, not in time, and the Unicorns have taken the lead.
Kyle Schmack in the biggest spot all year long delivers. Pokes it into center, did not hit the ball all that hard, and I think that helped out Farrar to score. Just over the glove of Bailey Martin at second base. The ball just dribbles into center. Rose has to come in hard and make a play. Farrar was off to the races, and how about a 4-run 8th inning, and Kreisen is really getting ready in the bullpen now. That's what walks and error, a hit batter, are going to do to you. There hasn't been a hit in this inning until Schmack just did that. 6th runner to get aboard in this inning, and it's the first hit. Incredible job from the Unicorns to just find ways to win. Such a gritty team.
Yeah, 4 runs and only 2 hits on the day, and it's
incredible.
And they've been doing it all season long. It's not just a hiccup here. Hey, it happens once in a while.
It's how they play baseball. It's how they've been doing it all year.
Like, you rarely see that. No, we have more runs than hits.
It's funny, actually, yesterday the Mammoths only had 3 hits and scored 9 full runs, and the Beavers had 9 hits and scored 4 runs.
In the air into center, going over there is Schellenberger and right to make the catch. But the game has changed a lot here, folks. The Unicorns have taken the lead. A huge one by Schmack to give him an RBI double to give him the lead. It's now up to the Hoppers here in the 9th.
We build roads, bridges, wind farms and pipelines, schools to skyscrapers. Our members create monuments. We operate. We're the operators and mechanics behind the advanced heavy machines that move Michigan forward. We maintain boilers and HVAC. Our members run the complex heating and cooling systems that we all depend on. Our training is second to none, and safety is our priority. We are Operating Engineers 324, and we keep Michigan running.
The perfect match. It's what so many of us are looking for. When it comes to getting a mortgage, how can you find the one that's perfect for you? Start at mortgagematchup.com. Because the only way to get a mortgage that's easier and more affordable is to find a local home loan expert first. Go to mortgagematchup.com today.
Let's take a look at this Kyle Schmack go-ahead double here to give the Unicorns the lead. Right into center field, out of the reach of Bailey Martin. And just some good running by the Unicorns to get armed there right there. It's going in safely with Cam Farrar. The throw back over to second, not in time. And these Unicorns, man, they grind it every single game.
They just find a way to to take a lead, and they're 3 outs away from a big win. Your center fielder now, Cam Farrar. He moves from right to center, and Ryan Enos is in the ball game. He is out in right. That's Kyle Schmack on the left, who just gave his team a huge lead. Schmack just picked up his 8th RBI and 12th hit with that swing. And now the closer, Ben Kreisen, will be called on. 2 saves on the year, a 5.4 ERA. Kreisen is making his 22nd appearance. 31 2/3 innings, 31 hits allowed. He got the save last Friday against this same Hopper team. He's trying to do the same thing. He went 1 inning, no hits, no runs, struck out 2 and walked 1 in that 4-3 victory. Kreisen going to grip that baseball and try to do the same thing right here.
Going to be Marcoux, Ferguson, and Gehrig to try to keep this game going. They've had 6 hits on the day, but this is the first time they have trailed.
Okay.
Unicorns are 1-10 after trailing after the 7th inning. They're 3 outs away from grabbing win number 2 in that aspect.
A nasty pitch by Ben Kreisen at 76.
That was nearly 3,000 spin rate RPMs. That ball moves.
Yeah, she's in a sundress. She'll have a microphone.
0-2 pitch coming. Swing and a miss. Ben Kreisen gets Noah Marcoux down Swinney on 3 pitches.
Wow. Threw it again. Setting up at the ear. Another looping breaking ball. Kershaw-esque right there. Marcoux. Nothing coming up that time.
So now Ben Ferguson coming up now. Just looking to get a runner on here. He hasn't had a hit here today. He's gone on base twice. Kreisen gets himself set. 0-1 pitch. Go down to left field. Isn't that one down? Sliding in, couldn't make the catch. Kyle Schmack was sliding into the bullpen of the Unicorns.
He nearly made this catch. Wow. It looked like what Sharkus did last week, but it nearly made the catch, although Anthony did come down with it in left field.
That's just a tough play.
Very tough play. Good thing that was foul, though. It could have been extra bases for Ben.
0-2 pitch coming. Throws that one away.
It's the Ben versus Ben battle currently. With Kreisen's brother Ethan behind the dish calling pitches, so he knows exactly what Ben wants to go to here on the 1-2.
Gives yourself an advantage. 1-2 pitch coming outside, upstairs.
Ferguson's been seeing the ball well, obviously, since he's walked his last 2 times up. Both were 3-ball, 2-strike counts.
2-2 pitch coming. Did he go around? Yes, he did. Back-to-back punch-outs for Ben Kreisen. Let's go pitch by pitch here. First up with Marcoux.
Absolute looping breaking ball. Tough pitch to go after and hit. Now Kreisen dialing up against Ben Ferguson, who is another home run hitter. Curveball he's out in front of, pulls it foul. And then he's able to get him to swat one away and strike him out on a half swing.
It's all up to Matt Gehrig now. 1 for 3 today with a sac fly. He went around, strike 1.
And Kreisen's got these guys off balance. And after that last strikeout, that's 3 straight. Actually, 5 of the last 6 batters that Unicorn pitching has faced, they've come up with strikeouts.
1-1 pitch. Bounces in the dirt.
Gehrig has the power to change this game with 1 swing as well. He can take that pitch on the outside part of the plate and hit it out to left. If he can stay on time with a Kreisen curveball and hit it on the nose, we very well could be tied headed to extras.
Has to be smart here. He can get himself on base as well and keep it going for Todd Maddox. 2-1 pitch. Outside, ball 3. Three and 1 on Matt Gehrig. Ben Kreisen throws. Skied up in the air. Will it stay in play? No, it will not. And the Hoppers are down to their final strike. That was a borderline pitch at 82 miles an hour. It was right on the outside part of the plate. Kreis looking to slam the door. Payoff pitch coming. And just lost him, ball 4.
Well done from Gehrig. You know he wanted to try to change the game, but he's a little more beneficial to his team in that position if he's able to take a walk. I think they might have a pinch runner. Yes, they will. Colin Cornwell enters the fold at first base. Oh, wow. They just switched positions. Gehrig's now the first base coach for Cornwell, who had been there all game.
So you don't see every day, but Cornwell with more speed on.
He could challenge Kreisen behind the dish. Ben on the mound has to be quick going home, cannot have a high leg kick and take a while.
Bluff over at first. So Maddox is up right now, then Zeb Rose would be next. Swing and a miss. Maddox 1 for 3 today. Had an RBI single in center field. That was back in that 5th inning where they had 2 insurance runs at that point, but the Unicorns with a 4 spot in the bottom of the 8th. Got him inside. 0-2.
Nasty pitch right there. Dropped it off the table on the inside, freezing Maddox. Now he's got to go down to his final strike.
Kreisen looks over at first. Now gets sets and throws. 0-2 pitch. Maddox drops one in the right. Cornwell trying to go first to third. Slides in there safely. And things are getting interesting.
Maddox with his second opposite field hit in this game. Cornwell was off on the pitch, stealing, and he goes first to third easily, and the tying run 90 feet away, and here comes Utica Unicorns coach Jim Essien.
So take a look at it here. He struck out Marcoux and Ferguson with ease, and then he walked Gehrig after a full count. And then Maddox on an 0-2 pitch going opposite way, and
you got to give credit to these Hopper hitters more so than the fault of Kreisen. That was a great at-bat from Matt Gehrig. Grinded through to a full count, was able to take a borderline pitch for ball 4. And Maddox, he took one that was middle but way outside and just slaps it into right field. The perfect swing with 2 strikes on you, and he keeps his team alive.
They're doing everything they can here. Maddox on 0-2 being aggressive, knowing that if he misses it, it ends the game.
Rose is 0 for 4 today, though. Got to come up big. He's definitely due in this spot.
A lot of room up in center. Called strike anyways. He did go around, but
yeah, these outfielders for Utica are in no doubles depth, which means they have to keep their backs to the wall and keep everything in front of them. Do not allow Maddox to come around and score on a long ball in the gap.
Outside. We're going with the fastball. Looking to keep it going for Luis Aviles. One pitch. In the dirt. Good stop by Kreisen. Ethan Kreisen is now taking over catcher duties after Tyler Shin was taken out of the game due to a pinch hitter, Ryan Enos. 2-1 offering. It's the outside part of the plate. And now the Hoppers down to their final strike again. Garrick walked on a 3-2. Maddox singled on 0-2. See what Rose can do here. Saves it in. Everyone's staying put, though.
Hey, that ball ricocheted way away from Kreisen. There was communication between the brothers on who was going to pick that baseball up. Cornwell took a few steps off third to kind of threaten, but Ben on the mound was able to come in, field it up. That was a weird one. Don't see the ball bounce off of Ethan that far usually. He's very good at keeping the ball right in front of him, deadening that recoil.
It's another full count on Ben Kreisen. Runner will be on the move, and he goes up and in to load the bases.
Couldn't get any more interesting than this. How about it? Luis Aviles got to come up in a big spot with 2. He is also 0 for 4 today. Struck out his last 2 times up. Last time was looking against Dens, and then he struck out swinging back in the 5th inning against Justin Silva.
Aviles swings and misses at the first pitch.
I'm sorry, he struck out against Ballman and Dens.
But this Hoppers team right now, give them credit. 2 outs. You thought you were going to it would have been tough, but they've loaded the bases here.
Kreisen helped out with a couple of walks. Maddox chipped in with a single.
Swing and a miss again. And for the 4th straight time, the Hoppers have only 1 more strike to work with.
Kreisen 1 swing and a miss away from Utica being a half game back of the Hoppers for second.
Bases loaded for Eastside after giving up the lead and gets them out. Called strike 3. The Unicorns will get a comeback victory after the Hoppers had the bases loaded with 2 outs. But the Unicorns will complete the comeback victory. 4-3 to final. They win 2 out of 3 this weekend and take the weekend series from the Hoppers here today.
Ben Kreisen unfazed after a couple of walks and a base hit to load him up. He strikes out the side and grabs his 3rd save of the season. Ben came in a big moment and he completely delivered. Awesome win for the Unicorns. They are now 2-10 when trailing after 7 innings. What a comeback! And they expended their entire team. Ryan Enos came in, chipped in. Cam Farrar, he got an RBI late in the 8th inning, putting a ball in play. Another classic Unicorn win, scrapping together runs and fighting back late.
Only 2 hits on the day.
Yeah.
And you get 4 runs and get the win. It was a little bit difficult there. After you got 2 strikeouts on it, you thought the Hoppers were going to be done, but they loaded the bases, couple of walks and a single, but Aviles struck out looking to end the game after the Hoppers had the lead from the majority of the ball game and then just unable to get the lead back. But this is going to be a rather huge win for the Unicorns as they are right back in it for second place with the Hoppers.
The standings are completely changed now because half a game back of second place are the Utica Unicorns, right behind the Hoppers. Huge win, and you look at what happened after Harry Orth came out of the ball game, Alex. Orth went 5 no-hit innings of baseball. He struck out 4 when he was in, but 3 walks, 1 hit by pitch, and an error spanning the 6th, 7th, and 8th innings. That's not going to get it done in the field or on the mound, allowing 4 runs in that 8th, and that's what the difference was. Just free bases coupled with 2 big hits, one coming from Schmack in the 8th inning, but Duras breaking it open with the double to start and getting the guys a little bit loose.
Let's send it out to Maddie Janabet with our player of the game, Kyle Schmack.
Surgery specialist, player of the game. Kyle, you drove in the game-winning run, led to a great rally there in the 8th inning that let you guys take the lead. Just talk about how you refocused as a team that late in the game to get the lead there.
Yeah, I thought we were having some good at-bats today. We just weren't getting anything to fall, and we kind of just started to put it together right in that 8th.
Yeah, and you had back-to-back wins this weekend against the Hoppers, both of those super close games. So just talk about the team effort there overall to get those wins.
Team effort, I would put it more towards the pitching. The pitching has been great the whole time this week against the Hoppers. So, yeah, I mean, hitting came along when it needed to, and we got the job done.
Absolutely, and it got close there a little bit at the top of the 9th inning there for you guys. How did you hold on to get that team win today?
Ben cries, and he bowed his neck out there and threw strikes and got the job done for us.
Awesome. Can we end it on a go Unicorns? We'll send it back up to you, Dan.
All right, thank you very much. Hey, don't forget, next Thursday.
Thank you, Madison. As we get ready to close out here, any final thoughts here on the game here, Tom?
The Hoppers lost 2 last week to the Beavers. They lost 2 this week to the Unicorns. Got to find a way to get back in the win column next week. Take a couple of big ones and hopefully try to shoot for that #1 spot. And then on the side of the Unicorns, just got to tip your cap to the grittiness that this team has. No stopping at all. They were fighting until the very end. They score 4 in the 8th and win it. Alex, it was a great weekend of baseball. I was glad to be on for all 4, and we'll be back next week.
Yeah, looking at it here, it's going to be a fun week next week. Just to wrap it up here today, Danny Dents with the win. Caleb Rush gets the Ross, and then Ben Kreisen gets the save. So that's going to do it for us here at Jimmy John's Field on this Sunday fun day. The Utica Unicorns get a comeback win by a final score of 4-3. On behalf of everyone here at the USPBL Network, on behalf of my partner Tom Cavanaugh, I'm Alex Johnson. Thank you for tuning into today's game. We'll see you back on Thursday night for Hoppers and Mammoths right here on the USPBL Network. Have a good night, everyone.
If I hit a home run, then you know what's going out of the park. Yeah, bases loaded, we ain't letting up. Scoring back to back, you can count it up. United we stand together, divided we fall. Ain't no turning back, we done came too far to turn around and have a seat now. We don't compare, cause we unicorns. Illuminate the dark with my uniform. Every time you see me stand up and salute me. It ain't no competition, not even from you. If I hit a home run, then you know what's going out of the park. Yeah, bases loaded, we ain't letting up. Scoring back to back, you can count it up. United we stand together, divided we fall. Ain't no turning back, we done came too far to turn around and have a seat now. We don't compare.